It's time to gobble up the savings at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Hurry in now and save big during the red tag sale. All remaining 2024 models gotta go. You save thousands of dollars. Ask about special lease deals on the Chevy Equinox EV and the Chevy Blazer EV. You'll find great rates as low as 0%, and Costco members get an extra $1,000 discount. And check out the big inventory of Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Online at abernathychevrolet.com. Like them on Facebook too. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about the lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second round of the North Carolina State Playoffs, 3A edition. We've made the trip up the mountain to West Henderson. We're here for tonight's ball game between the West Henderson Falcons and the visiting North Lincoln Knights. Good evening, everybody. Dave Potter, along with Scott Tudor, bringing you Lincoln County High School football again, and it is football weather.
It sure is. But
it's God for press boxes.
Yes, good to be up here in the mountains, and fun trip.
Yeah.
But should be a great night.
Amazing how many trees we saw down on the way.
Yes.
Helene hits home when you see how much they had to do just to clear interstate highways, let alone you imagine what the back roads look like.
Yeah, Douglas Tree Service would do a great job up here.
Yes,
sure.
they would. I don't think they'd have the energy to yodel or do the Tarzan yell at that point. But again, we're bringing you high school football, brought to you by our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. And, of course, you can always catch our games on ktcbroadcasting.com, lincolncounty.com, or you can go to the KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel and find us there. We're everywhere. We're on street corners, everything.
We are everywhere.
Everywhere you look, you will find us.
We are there.
So tonight's game, we've got West Henderson coming in at 8-3, 5-1 in the conference. Part of a three-way tie for first in the 3A Mountain 7. They obviously got the champion seed out of it since they're a 7 seed, and they're in front of at least North Lincoln, who was a 10 seed. And so the other two teams that were in that, they paired them together last week, and then the winner gets who was number one? It was Irwin and Pisgah, I believe. They played off, and then the winner gets stuck with Irwin's number one. It was Smoky Mountain and Pisgah that played off. Smoky Mountain won that. So now Smoky Mountain gets the honor of getting the number one seed in the 3A West. Irwin tonight. So let's take a look at the two teams. You're listening to the Stadium Pregame Show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. So West Henderson comes in, as I say, 8-3. They were 5-1 in conference. Their head coach is Paul Whitaker, and he has been here a very long time, and I mean a long time. He was hired as the head coach in 2010. He was an assistant the previous 17 seasons, so he's been here, about 33 years. So I'm sure they'll start naming something for him after he retires around here. Pretty safe bet. And this is his alma mater, no less, and his dad was the captain of the first ever West Henderson football team when the school opened. He's in his 15th season, and he comes in with a record as a head coach here of 89-85. But you may have recognized this name, West Henderson. The last 2 years, they've had some good runs in the playoffs with some good teams. Last season, they were 13-1. They beat East Lincoln by 30 in the second round. And they lost in the fourth round of playoffs to eventual state champion Hickory, 28-16. Probably one of the closest games Hickory had all season, except for the state championship.
Right.
It was their best season under Whitaker. The year before, they were 12-1 and lost in the third round to Eastern Guilford, 35-17. So this is a team that's used to getting in the playoffs and making some noise. This season, They've scored 349 points. They have given up 256, so they can be had on defense. And that's probably good news for the potent West Lincoln rushing or North Lincoln rushing attack. West Lincoln too, but
Yeah.
West Lincoln, I'm afraid, is done. They had a string in the middle of the season where they had 6 straight one-possession games. And they went 4-2. They lost the first 2, but then they won the next 4. So this is a team that dropped a couple close games early, but then figured out here's how we win those. One was in overtime against Tuscola. So they're not afraid if it's a close game, they're not afraid to they know how to execute under pressure like that.
Yeah, and probably had to, a couple weeks off, I remember, in there too, obviously because of the Hurricane Helene
I think they only had
situation.
the 1 week, and they seemed to be on schedule pretty good the rest of the season.
Okay.
And they did beat South Rowan 27-12 in the first round. So that's a bit of a look at the West Henderson season up to this point. And those of you that have been listening, you know how the season has gone for North Lincoln.
Yeah, like I say, Coach Basil in his 7th year, fantastic season. They're 10-1, 6-1 in the conference. Only loss was to Hickory, where they kind of gave it to Hickory. And I mean, they gave it as far as you take the ball.
Well, Hickory doesn't need help.
Right, exactly. And with 6 fumbles, 4 they lost, a couple turnovers. But they did get to move the ball against Hickory. So
Yes,
we'll wonder if that comes up down the road somewhere. But they've scored 433 points, gave up 261, and they're on a 6-game winning streak. Last year, of course, they beat Rockingham County in the first round 50-7, and this was the round last year that you and I did the game.
Yes.
We were up at Hickory, and Hickory, of course, went on to the undefeated season and a state title, and they're still undefeated.
And that is a 20-point game, but it wasn't really a 20-point game. They scored a couple late touchdowns. North hung in that game for a long time. It was only a 1-touchdown game early in the fourth quarter. So, but then, of course, Hickory finds a way to get things done, and they still do.
Yes. So haven't lost in a couple of years.
16, got a 27-game winning streak going at the moment.
Yeah.
And they should be underway. They're 7 o'clock starting. They're playing Statesville. Usually we see teams play somebody from their own conference in the second round. And Lincolnton did not get that favor last week.
Right, Maiden, another one of those barn burners. Lincolnton almost did what Lincolnton does. But anyway, we're up here with North Lincoln. So, again, offensively, Eli Sipe runs the offense. Has done a great job. Like we said, this is our 6th game watching North Lincoln, and he does a masterful job. 519 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He threw for 2 last week in their game against North Davidson, also ran for 1. So they were just a powerhouse on offense in their first-round game. When they do throw it, keep an eye on number 10, Aaron Doden, as he has caught 8 passes for 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Landon Agee has caught 3 passes for 144 and 3 touchdowns. And they get big chunks.
Yes.
It's 23 yards or 26 average. It'd be interesting to see if they can throw it up here tonight. Keep an eye on that as we get going.
There is a bit of a breeze here.
Yeah,
we're trying to find a flag. I do not
anyway.
see one. And I don't see ribbons on the goalpost. Do you?
No.
I didn't see them before the game.
No.
But when we came in from the car, there was definitely a breeze that was coming from our right going to the left. So it'll be interesting to see which end of the field gets a little more action coming out of that.
But, of course, North Lincoln's all about the rushing game. Shannon Wingate, again, he had, 3 touchdowns last week. To add to his total, he's got 17 at 137 yards rushing, 27 touchdowns. And he's looked great. He just runs super hard at that fullback position. And when Eli does pull it, he's got Landon Agee, who's got 80 rushes for 762 yards, 12 touchdowns. Tim Folk runs the other H-back slot position, 614 yards and 6 touchdowns and huge chunks at a time. I mean Folk's 14 a carry.
It's amazing. You look at they've got 52 rushing touchdowns in 11 games. It's just insane what they can do rushing the football.
Unbelievable. Like you say, and don't forget about those passes.
Oh, yeah.
Defensive side, of course, Ryan Bassani is leading along with Brady Rinkus. Bassani's averaging 13 tackles for loss. I'm sorry, he has 13 tackles for loss, about 11 tackles a game. Rinkus is about the same, and Sturgill, number 15, also plays the middle linebacker, and those two do a great job. And like I said, we were watching them last week. One will go one time, the other one will go the second time, so they kind of mix in their blitzes from those middle linebacker positions and wreak havoc in the backfield. We'll see if they can get off and do that again tonight. And Tim Folk, again, also does some damage on the defensive side. But, again, special teams has to be the advantage to North Lincoln. Again, Tanner Ayers is the punter. He's averaging 38 yards, punting, 6 inside the 20. But Jake Dillingham, of course, is every time we cover North Lincoln, we just want to wait and see where the kickoff goes. And, when they're averaging – getting out of their starting possessions, the opponent, it's usually at the 20. So they're averaging, trying to go 80 yards on drives. And that is such a weapon that Jake Dillingham gives the North Lincoln Knights tonight. So we're super excited. It should be a great game.
So those are some of the key players to watch for North Lincoln, brought to you by Key Builders. And now for the home team from West Henderson. Quarterback number 1, Cade Young, is a junior. 137 completions out of 220 attempts, 1,676 yards. So he's throwing for a 62% completion rate, 14 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. They do run the spread. This is the third week in a row that North Lincoln has seen a team running the spread, so they ought to be quite familiar with it after East Lincoln and North Davidson. And Coach Basil in the interview will allude to things he's seeing with that. Rushing-wise, the leading rusher is number 21, Zane McGraw, Jr., 182 carries, 1,356 yards, 17 touchdowns. The big problem for him is Zane broke his fibula in the final game of the regular season, and it was a 56-0 win over East Henderson. They didn't really need him in that game, but he is done for the season. So the leading rusher now for them is Dazion Murray. 811 yards, so a good season for him as well, but he's going to have to step up and fill what looks like a big void. I'm looking at the videos of McGraw. That young man is decent size, and he can move.
And it's not just on the offensive side. I think he was doing a lot of things on the defensive side as well.
He was their leading tackler, 72 tackles, 10 for loss, so he is going to be a big loss on both sides of the ball for the Falcons. Receiving-wise, they spread it around pretty good. Neil Robinson, 45 catches and 422 yards. Asa Ostman, 22 for 386 and 5 touchdowns. So they've got 3 guys with 380 or more yards in reception. So, again, it's the same kind of thing that you would see with East Lincoln. You've got Jackson Beam, and you've got Jalen Roseborough was a year ago, but there's just so many people that can catch the ball, and the tight ends really emerge late in the season. So they're used to seeing a team that does this sort of thing. Punting-wise, they've had 3 punters, kickoffs, 2 players. The primary kicker is Josh Sandoval, 37 of 41, 2 of 6 field goals. So, but he does have a long of 38. So they've rushed for 2,400 yards this year and passed for 1,600. So they're looking at about 4,200 yards of offense. So they've got a pretty good balance to things. And turnovers, they've got a +2 margin on the season. So those are some of the key players to watch, brought to you by Key Builders of Lincolnton. And what we'll do at this point is we'll take a timeout, and then we'll be back with our coaches interview with Coach Basil. You're listening to Lincoln County Football on KTC.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
And now joining us on the Stadium pregame show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell, is the coach of the North Lincoln Knights, Nick Basil. And, Coach, thanks for joining us, and glad we're still talking.
Yeah, that's a good thing. As long as me and you keep having our interviews, that means we're still in it. So let's see if we can keep that thing rolling.
Well, we'll see if we can do that. Let's take a look back at last week. You had North Davidson in the first round of the playoffs. A really good performance by the team in all phases.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased with us last week. I thought we made some improvements. I wasn't as like we talked last week. I wasn't as excited about the way we played against East Lincoln. Played well enough to win, but we didn't play up to our standards. And so we kind of challenged them last week to get back on track. And we had really one of the best weeks of practice we've had all year long. And then we ended up showing what we worked on all week. It actually paid off for us. I thought our kids played hard. And we executed well. I thought we played really good defense. We had 2 picks in the game, and it's been a long time since anything like that's happened. And that was one of the areas that I had challenged our guys in. Our secondary has not always performed up to snuff this year in some games, and given up a lot of yards passing to some different people. And I just told them, Dave, that we got a few weak links right now. We got to get worked out. When you get to this point in the season, you can't have those. And I pointed out to them the different places that we were. I didn't think we were playing up to par on, and so they took it personal and decided to do something about it. And last week they worked hard at it, got better, and it showed Friday night.
Coach, one thing we noticed during the broadcast on Friday night was the improvement in the passing game. You hit 2 long touchdown passes, and you very nearly hit on 3 other long passes that probably would have gone for touchdowns.
Yeah, Dave, we struggled some throwing the ball this year for different reasons. Sometimes we've been on more than others, but our running game has been such a big part of what we do, and it's been good for us. We haven't had a lot of situations where it was even necessary, and it's not that we don't like to throw the ball or don't want to throw the ball. We do, but we just want to do it when we want to and not when we have to. And so we haven't been in a lot of situations where we've had to do that. And I've said in the past, if you see us throw 15 or 20 times a game, that means we're getting beat. And if not, we're normally if we usually average less than 8 or 9 passes a game, we're right in that area, maybe a few less. And usually we're getting done what we need to do on the ground. So, a lot of times with our offense, the way it works is, we establish the run and we get people to start cheating into the box. And when they start doing that to stop the run, then they get less conscious of us being able to throw it. And so a lot of our passes end up being big plays because of it. But one thing we do have, and I know this, we have 2 really good receivers, and not just good pass catchers, but they're good blockers as well. And Eli, our quarterback, is, I'd say, probably one of, if not the best throwing quarterback that we've had since I've been here at North. And he's just a good athlete. He can throw it really well. So last week we were just in situations where they were just daring us to throw it and giving us the plays. So we took advantage of it and caught them sleeping a few times, and it just ended up working out for us. And I feel like when we're able to throw it at times in games, I think that just makes us a little more versatile and keeps people from packing them, all their defenders, and towards the line of scrimmage. So maybe this is a good sign of things to come. Maybe we can continue to do this throughout the playoffs if we can continue to advance.
Well, this week you have West Henderson. We're going to go up into the mountains and possibility of snow during the game. But you're facing yet another spread offense. That's the 3rd one in a row. Is there a difference you see with West Henderson versus what we might have seen with East Lincoln or North Davidson?
Very similar, Dave. I mean, most spread teams are really alike in a lot of ways. They all like to try to spread you out and try in order to get the running game going. And then if they can get the running game going, then that opens the passing game for them. So this group is a lot like the others. They have some really, really good-sized kids up front, which is we've been undersized in everybody we've played so far this year, so it doesn't bother us. But as far as being the smaller team on the field, because we're used to it. But they have some athletes in some good places, and they pose some problems for us in a lot of other ways. But I don't think it's anything kind of different than what we've seen all year, but they have a few players that we have to keep our eyes on because they're game breakers. And this team is, somebody's asking me the other day, what do you think about them? How do they compare? I said, well, they could probably beat everybody we beat, or at least play with them. So they're right up there with the East Lincolns and the Statesvilles, and maybe even East Rutherfords, and they're because they have the ability to do both. They can run it and throw it, and they're good defensively. And that's another thing that they do a lot of blitzing, and a lot of people have done that to us this year. And sometimes it hits and sometimes it don't. It's a gamble that you take when you play defense against us. If you blitz people and we pick it up, then we can bust one a long ways if you don't hit the hole the right way and we execute. And then other times they can hit you in the mouth if we don't do what we're supposed to do. But all around they're a really good football team. When you get around two, you don't get any weak sisters. You get good football teams every week, and the more you play, the better they become. And so it's funny because I was telling the kids this week at practice, when you play and make runs into the playoffs, the teams that continue to play week in and week out, the ones that win and keep advancing, are those teams who are very well coached, and their teams are also, they play like they're coached. So they're not just out there running upfield and making some of the mistakes that you'd make at the beginning of the year. They're going to play you like they've been really well-drilled teams. And you'll see that as the games go on throughout the playoffs at all levels. You'll see those teams come through and continue to survive when they play with technique and do the little things right. Those are the teams that continue to play.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to the game. We're going to have to pack the long johns, it looks like, and it should be an interesting ball game.
Well, we kind of hoping that wind's blowing a bunch because, with us, I think that'll play in our favor, and it's supposed to be windy. And most of those teams up that way are more used to the cold than we are, but with the climate the way it's been the past, I don't know how many years, we haven't had very many cold games, and I don't think they have either because it hadn't gotten really cold up there. So it might not be an advantage one way or the other to either team for this to be cold, because I think we both played in about the same type of weather over the past few years. But when the wind's blowing, you hope that's if you're a passing team, that's always got to weigh heavy on your mind, to be able to get the ball placed where it needs to be when the wind's blowing. I think it makes it a little difficult. So I hope that our running game can be effective, and I hopefully we can be good enough to stop theirs, because they may have to resort to that if they can't throw it. But and they're good at what they do, so it could end up being a short game time-wise if this wind's blowing a lot, because we'll both be running it a bunch.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us, and good luck in the game tonight, and we'll see how things turn out.
All right, Dave. Thanks for having me on here. Let's go win another one and advance to round 3.
Sounds good. Thanks again.
All right, go Knights.
The Dodge Black Friday sales event is underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Get in on big performance and receive $11,100 total bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. And if you're a Ford brand owner or leasee, you can get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on a new 2024 Dodge Durango. All during the Black Friday sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln.
And we thank Coach Basil for joining us on the pregame coaches interview. Again, the Stadium Pregame Show brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. The teams are coming out in the field. They've already flipped the coin. West Henderson won the toss, and they have elected to defer, so North Lincoln will get the ball first and see if they can get the offense going. Taking a look at some of the other games around the area, or around the state tonight. Where did my list go? There it is. So you got Statesville at Hickory, matchup with two teams from the Western Foothill 3A. Hickory has taken a 14-0 lead. That's late in the first quarter. That was a 7 o'clock start. That's why they're a little further along. Also locally, Maiden, who defeated Lincolnton last week, gets the honor of going down to Shelby. We saw the lights on at Keeter Stadium there in Shelby as we drove across 74 through Shelby. Please get the bypass finished. And then Ashbrook is at South Point. They will play the winner of this game. So if North Lincoln were to win and Ashbrook wins, it would be Ashbrook at North Lincoln. If South Point wins and North Lincoln wins, it'll be North Lincoln at South Point next week. But that's next week. That's down the road kind of thing.
That'd be like Army versus Navy.
Oh, goodness, wouldn't it?
The clock would probably just run.
I mean, it would be a running clock, but not by design. Just by the way. So Statesville Hickory winner will play the winner of Crest and Oak Grove. And Kings Mountain is at J.M. Robinson. They play the Dudley AC Reynolds winner. So that's the 3A ones with some local interest. 2A on one of our sister KTC stations, Burns had to slug across Charlotte rush hour traffic to go play Monroe. They play the winner of the West Stokes East Surrey game. Bunker Hill is hosting Brevard. They will play the winner of East Rutherford and Reedsville. That's not a draw you want. And in the 1A, Kevin's alma mater, Bessemer City, is hosting Robbinsville. The winner gets the winner of Murphy and Christ the King.
Oh, boy, if you go into Murphy, have fun.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Leave on Thursday.
Yes.
This is a trip up the mountain to get there and then some. Yes, Scott is coached over at Murphy, and it's just like takes forever to get there.
Yeah. You think of the farthest western point where Georgia and Tennessee and North Carolina meet, and you're in Murphy.
You're in Murphy. And you wouldn't know unless someone told you. Okay, so Josh Sandoval is number 16 for Wes Henderson. He is the one that does most of the kicking, and he is not going to be the kicker. Looks like it's going to be Dennis Conco, number 7, will kick off. Back for North Lincoln is usually Tim Folk, and I can't see who the other one is.
AG?
Oh, Landon Agee.
Yep.
Agee and Folk, the two running backs. So we're about to get underway. We thank you for joining us. And a kick's underway, short kick, and it bounces about the 15, picked up by Folk. He goes down the sideline. He's got an opening. He's crossed the 40, the 50, the 40. Only the kicker can get him. He whiffs, but he slows him up enough that Folk is brought down at the 5-yard line. A great return, 80 yards on the return. And North Lincoln is going to start with field position at the plus 5-yard line.
I mean, he just got it right there on the right sideline and just saw green all the way down. Fantastic return, great start for the North Lincoln Knights.
Okay, they mark it at the 6-yard line, so it's going to be first and goal. They're in the red zone already, and we're only 12 seconds into the ball game.
That's one way to take the crowd out.
What crowd there is. A handoff. Wingate right up the middle, and he's going to be just short of the goal line. Now one referee, now they both signal touchdown, North Lincoln. Kind of a late signal from the referee on the near side, and then the one on the other side joined in. So we go 4 seconds is that drive, 6 yards, Wingate with a touchdown, and that is another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for Shannon Wingate, his 28th rushing touchdown on the season.
Couldn't draw it up any better. Take the crowd out after the long bus ride up. Fantastic job by North Lincoln as they get ready for the extra point.
Brought to you by James River Equipment. PAT is going to be a normal one. They lined up in the, like they might go for 2, but now it's Dillingham out of the hold from Sipe. The kick is up, and it's good. So with just 16 seconds into the ball game, on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 7, West Henderson coming to bat.
It's time to gobble up the savings at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Hurry in now and save big during the red tag sale. All remaining 2024 models gotta go. You save thousands of dollars. Ask about special lease deals on the Chevy Equinox EV and the Chevy Blazer EV. You'll find great rates as low as 0%, and Costco members get an extra $1,000 discount. And check out the big inventory of Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Online at abernathychevrolet.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
So a start that a coach can only dream about, and dreams do come true for North Lincoln tonight. An 80-yard kickoff return by Tim Folk sets them up at the 6-yard line. One play, Shannon Wingate punches it in, and it's 7-0 North Lincoln. And their kicking weapon, Jake Dillingham, about to come on. And we have seen this year how he pins people deep. He's got so many, 42 touchbacks out of 65 kickoffs. So a high percentage, and that forces everybody to start at the 20-yard line. And long kick by Dillingham. He flies it 5 yards into the end zone. Touchback number 43. And West Henderson will start at their own 20-yard line. And that's the same thing we saw that he did to East Lincoln.
Right.
Their average field position was the 20-yard line for all the possessions for the evening.
And that one was just more of a straight little stinger. Just drove that one right into the wind, into the end zone. So you can do it either way. Get it up in the air or drive it. And that was another typical Dillingham kickoff and touchback.
Again, money well spent by Coach Basil sending him to camp a year ago. Second season kicking, and he may go on and play some college ball kicking-wise. So spread offense for West Henderson. Throws it on first down, catch is made. Number 12, quick by Asa Ostman, their leading receiver, and he gets all the way out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Falcons.
It looked like he was going to throw it out on a swing pass or a little quick little hitch behind the backfield, but turned around, saw 12. Great completion, a little hurry up.
I forgot to get my stat sheet out, and this time it's the North Lincoln defense that's the winner on that one.
Yeah, number 10 for the Falcons. Tried to run the ball, Dazion Murray, and lost a yard. Great pursuit there by North Lincoln.
So they get 21 yards on the first pass, but then they go backwards. It'll be 2nd and 11. Rolls out. Now he's going to tuck it. He's got a lot of room. He's across the 50, angling towards the far sideline, across the 40, finally taken out of bounds at the 32-yard line. West Henderson crowd wants a penalty for hitting late out of bounds, but it looked like it was right on the boundary to me.
Yeah, that was kind of one thing I noticed last week. Again, if they send blitzers, both Bassani and Sturgill up the middle, that leaves that middle of the field wide open. And the quarterback that time, Cade Young, saw it for the Falcons, was able to take advantage of it and get huge yards, chuck yards, first down Abernathy Insurance first down at the North Lincoln 30.
So a 25-yard run there for Cade Young. Now he hands off. It goes to Murray. And not going to be much there. Maybe a yard or two. A decent spot. They'll give him a couple yards on the play.
Yeah, it took a little while to blow the whistle there. Normally they blow that kind of quick so nobody gets hurt, but that one took a little while.
So that gets him back into positive yardage for the night after the loss on the first carry. So the Falcons are down to the 28-yard line. They're driving. And we're going to have a flag there. Looks like motion on the wide receivers. And it is, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Falcons.
It looked like it was going to be the same type of play they did on their first drive, the little fake maybe out to the flat or turn and throw a little hitch pattern 6-7 yards out down the field. See if they run that again or change it up.
So triple wide receivers to the right side. 2nd and 13. They are on the 33-yard line. Back to pass. He throws a swing out in the flat. It's dropped. He had Murray. Murray was looking to turn and run before he was able to make the play to make the reception there.
Yeah, exactly. Sturgill kind of read it, sniffed it out. He saw him coming. I don't know if you can hear footsteps. You might hear crunching. They were
frozen turf.
mentioned earlier that there might have been a little snow on the ground from this morning. So it's probably a pretty solid turf at this moment in time. I don't know what the temperature is now, but
last I saw driving in, it was like 35. So
okay.
it's not toasty. Definitely not August football weather. Young back in the shotgun, steps up. He's being chased, looks downfield, throws, lofts one down the sideline. He's got a receiver, and the catch is made just in bounds. Kept his foot down, and that is Ostman again. His second catch. That goes all the way from the 33 to, they mark him to the 4-yard line, so 29 yards on that reception. And that's what Coach was saying in the pregame interview is where they've been vulnerable this year is in the secondary.
Yeah, sort of a broken down play. They were able to flush him out of the pocket, but great pass.
Hand off to Murray. Well, the running game's not working, but they're doing it to try and keep things honest. Murray again with a carry, and they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like he lost one to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where they spot it, right at the 5.
Yeah, it was at the 4, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. We're just underway. 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. North Lincoln scored quickly. It only took them 4 seconds after the kickoff return. And now West Henderson has driven down the field. They're at the 5-yard line. Young looks, throws into the end zone. Now he's running back the other way. He's going to see if he can outrun the defense. And there's a missile coming across the field. And that was Ryan Bassani.
I was going to say, you could guess what number it was, and you probably would have got it right.
He looked like he was going to get to the end zone, and this heat-seeking missile wearing number 7 took him out of bounds. Only a gain of 2 on the play.
Well, if there's any question, if he's healed up,
his foot's fine. Yes.
He's ready to go.
Doesn't have to worry about the hot tub tonight. That might feel good after the ball game.
Yeah, make it down. Wait till he gets home, though. Maybe a little warmer down in Lincoln County.
So, again, 3rd and goal, this time from the 3. Young rolls to the right, looks, throws out in the flat. He's got a guy. Ostman caught the ball, but sliding down. No, I'm sorry, 13, Neil Robinson, not 12. But he was going to the turf, and he fell short of the goal line. So it's going to be a completion to Robinson. They get 2 yards, but they needed 3, so it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. And they're going to go for it here, obviously.
Yeah, he was wide open. It was just a little bit of a short pass that he kind of had to stop, turn around, and make the catch, and maybe slipped a little bit on that turf. But a lot like East Lincoln, as you mentioned, they kind of wait and look at the sideline to see what the play is.
We need to pick it up a bit here. Play clock down to 5. Young, hands off, and he's stuffed. Number 22, Isaiah Cash, and he's fumbled the ball. It's picked up. It's Tanner Ayers, and he's across the 50, across the 40, 30, and he's going to be in for a touchdown. It could be a 99-yard touchdown return. Now there's a flag on the play.
Oh, they're calling a block in the back. Are you kidding me? At the 50.
Who was there to block in the back? He was clear. He was clear from the 40-yard line all the way down the field. The flag's at the 50.
I don't know if that's where they tried to make
So
the
they
tackle.
stuff the run at the goal line. Tanner Ayers ends up with the ball, and he's going the other way. He goes all the way, but a flag behind the play. So they stuff him at the goal line. The running game so far has not worked for Wes Henderson.
Yeah, like you said, they just have nothing at that line, that point of attack. That's been, I know Coach Basil kind of mentions they're undersized, but they're tenacious and they're very good at what they do in the trenches. And so fantastic job again on that one. And it looks like the player that ran the ball is still down. I'm trying to see the number.
I believe it was 22, Isaiah Cash.
This might be an offensive lineman, 75, I think. Yep, 75.
That's Owen Sowers. Sowers.
Tomato, tomato.
It's Sowers we will go with. So I'm not sure who could have been blocked in the back because there's no one near Ayers, either team. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Knights. They do stuff them at the goal line, so they preserve a long drive. They went 79 yards. Problem was they needed to go 80. So they will get the ball at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. First real possession for North Lincoln tonight.
And one thing I did notice defensively, very tight. Safeties are about 7 yards off the ball. And a middle linebacker that almost looks like a safety.
Keep by sight. He pitches. He's got Folk. Folk breaks a tackle, gets across the 50, 40, 30, and he's finally dragged out of bounds. Tackle made by Neil Robinson, but not before Folk gets all the way from the 39 to the 27-yard line. So 34 yards on that carry.
Yeah, like I say, it's a very unique kind of defense. 4 down linemen. So 3 linebackers. The center, the middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker, plays about 5 to 6, 7 yards off the ball, pretty much right next to the safeties. So, and then the 2 outside linebackers almost look like defensive ends, but they're only about a yard off, almost like H-back players on offense.
Sipe keeps it again, pitches. He's got Agee. Agee's got the corner down to the 20, the 15, dragged out of bounds at the 12-yard line. So another good gain, another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. Landon Agee picks up 15 on that play, and the Knights are in the red zone for the second time, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter.
Like it just makes it easy for Sipe to read. He's going to read that outside linebacker. They're not going to block him, and if he comes to Sipe, he pitches it. The middle linebacker is so deep, he may have somewhat of an angle, but
and Agee had a great angle around the corner.
Exactly.
There was nobody out there. One of the secondary men had to come all the way over to get him. Hand off to Wingate, straight up the middle. Good gain there, 5 yards right up the gut. So it'll be a gain of 5 on that play. It'll be second down. Again, 5:55 still to go in the first quarter, and North Lincoln is pounding on the door again.
Yeah, so there's West Henderson is sort of mixing up the front a little bit. Looked like a little bit more of a split. We saw this earlier. There's nobody over the nose of the football.
And just keep giving it right there if you're going to. Wingate goes, he's down close to the goal line, and now finally a signal. Again, another late signal. They're saying touchdown North Lincoln. Another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown for the Knights. And it is 13-0 with the James River Equipment PAT upcoming.
Again, they're just going to adjust whatever they do up front. They're either going to run straight up the gut, a little tighter sort of veer, or if they kind of bring in with a little shade nose, they'll widen it out. And so that's the second touchdown for Wingate. That's, 29 on the year now.
29 touchdowns rushing. I don't know if he has any passing, but I don't think so. So they do go from the 2-point to the normal PAT formation. Sipe to hold, Dillingham to kick, and they fake it, and they throw it in the end zone. It's just off the hands of Aaron Doden. No good, so they tried to go for the 2-point conversion. That looked like a call because that snap wasn't bad.
We had that last week. I think they did
Yes,
the same
they did.
thing on the second touchdown, so that might be one of their new rules. second touchdown, we're going for 2.
So again, a 6-yard touchdown for Wingate, and it's 13-0 North Lincoln. We'll be back with a kickoff after this quick timeout.
Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988. 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
So Shannon Wingate scores on his second 6-yard touchdown of the game, and North Lincoln has jumped out to a 13-0 lead, and there's still 5:28 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So a great start for the Knights.
Yeah, that one not set up by the kickoff like the first one. That one was set up by the 4th down stop at the goal line. Fumble recovery by Ayers, who should have scored.
Yes.
Who in essence did score. Didn't see a block in the back, but anyway, another good drive and start here by North Lincoln.
So Dillingham will kick off, and there'll probably be another touchback the way he's kicking this year. Long, high kick. This one's going to be short, though. Caught at the 1-yard line, and they're bringing it out. It is Murray. No, it's Osman, and
No flag.
I was expecting a flag. That thought it looked like it was face mask, maybe not. So it was Osman with the kickoff return. He takes it from the 1, but he gets tackled at about the 13-yard line, so even better field position than a touchback.
It looked like the side judge was reaching for his flag.
He
but then
was.
He sort of said, I won't throw it.
So 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Still they're trailing by 13 points already at their 13-yard line. Handoff straight up the middle, and there's been nothing there all night, and there's nothing there on that one as well.
Yeah, great tackle there by Tim Falk, blew through the line. Like you say, they're just dominating up front, both sides, offense and defensively.
So they're saying no gain on that one. Wasn't sure if he got back to the line of scrimmage. He was snowed under quickly.
Yeah, you've got number 44, Summy, playing up front, number 50, Mullen, and sometimes Aaron Doden looks like he's in there now at the right defensive tackle.
And we've got a flag penalty for procedure again. So another penalty on the Falcons, and that pushes them back to the 8-yard line. So after the penalty, it'll be 2nd and 15 from their own 8-yard line. And got 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Young back throws. He's going down the near sideline. He's got Osman, but he leads them a little too much. Ball falls to the turf. So that's going to be an incomplete pass and bring up 3rd and long. Double coverage for the Knights on Osman. He did have a step on them, but it was just a little too far.
Well, They were able to get. I think they had a third down on that first drive, but they were able to convert after the penalty. See if they can do 2 times in a row.
Young back to pass. Now he's going to step up, and he's sacked at the 5-yard line. Couple players for North Lincoln. Bassani's one. No, it's not Bassani. It's number 11, Brady Rinkus. And look like number 50, Grant Mullen, in there to drag him down. Loss of 2 yards on that as well. And so they'll be forced to punt. Is that Sandoval punting for them?
What number is Sandoval?
16?
12.
12. And Osman thought about going and running with it, but he didn't. Kicks it. Folk picks it up at the 50, gets across the 40, down to the 38-yard line. So, again, great field position for North Lincoln. Dillingham sets him up deep, and then they get a good punt return, 12 yards on that one by Folk. And the next thing you know, they're setting up in plus territory again.
Yeah, another great job there by their defense as well, pinning them back. Penalty helped. But, again, they're just waiting down in the trenches. If they can keep that up, it's going to be an awful long night for West Henderson.
So 3:32 to go on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, 13-0 Knights. And they're already in Falcon territory again.
I see Mr. Doden is playing tight end. Sometimes you know what that means. He blocks a lot, but keep an eye on the short little seam pass route.
Hand off to Wingate. He goes through the right side, gets down across the 30-yard line, close to a first down. And they are going to call it a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. Yet another one, as they just, again, are reeling off chunk yardage.
Yeah, like I said, you don't have to throw the ball at any time because
and they haven't.
They're getting 10, 11, 12 yards a rush. They're fine doing what they're doing.
34 on another, 15 on one. I mean, it's just they just got 3 weapons, and they haven't even, and Sipe hasn't even kept it yet.
No.
He's number 4 and the 4th weapon. Pitched. Agee has it around the right side. Gets to the corner, inside the 15, bumped out of bounds at the 12-yard line. That'll be another first down. Turner Hauser Insurance first down. This time, Agee gets a gain of 13 on the play.
Yeah, the markers that they're using for first down pretty much is just telling you how many yards they're getting every time they rush the ball. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, they're happy with 4 to 5, and they're getting 10 to 12. 13.
I know. It's just the average is ridiculous. So they've got 1st and 10 at the 12. They can get a first down without scoring. We've still got 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Knights looking to get their 3rd touchdown already. Sipe keeps it, pitches to Folk. This time there's a little bit of defense out there in front of them. This time Osman's able to come up and make the tackle, sheds the block out there, and brings down Folk for no gain. That one didn't go so well. The person playing the quarterback was close enough to also affect the angle that the pitch had. Once he took the pitch, he couldn't get around the corners quickly.
Yeah, like I say, they're playing sort of a 4-3, using those outside linebackers as almost like slot corners, slot safeties, whatever they call them. Like I say, sometimes it's an easy read for Sipe, but that time he did a good job penetrating, and he went right to Sipe. He didn't think anything else. Looks like we got a timeout.
Yeah, it's an official's timeout. I'm not sure what's going on. They're pointing at something. Referee came over to the Falcons bench, is talking to the coaching staff there. And I think there's an issue.
Looks like was that a fan or a coach?
I'm not sure.
Looks like it might have been a fan that came down and got to the officials, and the officials stopped the game to kick him out.
Okay, that's something we haven't seen this year. All right, 2nd down from the 12. Sipe hands off to Wingate up the middle. He gets down to about the 7-yard line, so that'll bring up 3rd and short. And it opens up the playbook. Although North Lincoln tends to like to pass more in the middle of the field. See if they can hit the big ones. If here the defense is already going to be up close anyway because there's not that much space.
Yeah, well, they're at the 7. That would lower their average on their passes, so they're definitely not going to pass now.
Yeah, it would.
But don't be surprised.
Sipe keeps it. We've got a penalty flag in the backfield. Pitch was behind Agee. He manages to pick it up on the bounce. We're going to wait and see what the flag is, and they're saying that's against North Lincoln.
2-man in motion. Yeah, legal shift or 2-man
So what's going on? The referee keeps coming over to the sideline. Okay, illegal shift. They're going to decline it. So they will take the play. And let's see, there will not be a gain on that. They have lost a 1, actually. It's one of the few times we've seen Sipe make a bad pitch.
Yeah, first time in 2 games for sure. Like you say, last week we were kind of racking our brains trying to think if they did that last week, and it never touched the ground.
And
That's
it
the
didn't
first
at
time.
East Lincoln either.
Right.
So Dillingham will come on and attempt the James River Equipment field goal. T is down at the 15, so it'll be a 25-yard kick well within his range. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. So with 4.5 seconds to go in the first quarter, North Lincoln is now taking the lead 16-0 over the West Henderson Falcons. You're listening to high school football on KTC Broadcasting.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
44.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. North Lincoln ahead 16-0. And we'll see if we can get some scores from some of the out-of-town games. Some have started earlier than others. One was a 6 o'clock start.
Got Crest 7-0 over Oak Grove.
Okay.
Let's click on that link and see if we got anything else.
Maiden, that's last week. Excuse me. Maiden would not have 28 points already against Shelby. That was last week. Yeah, it's all last week stuff. So we'll take a look for some others. So Dillingham steps up, kicks, low line drive, bounces about the 15-yard line, picked up at the 5. Returner comes straight up the middle and barely makes it to the 20-yard line. So again, field position has not been friendly for Wes Henderson, and that is by design from Coach Basil.
Yeah, like you say, they did a good job on their first go-around when they had to start at the 20, but of course we know how that ended at the goal line.
The other end. So again, late in the first quarter, Young back to pass, pumps, pulls it down, looks. He's being chased around by Summy, by others. And we've got a flag comes in. That'll probably be a holding call coming from the referee. And he's finally tackled at the 15-yard line. So it'll be a loss of 5. And you've got the penalty marker is back at the 2-yard line. So will they take the play?
As we mentioned, it's just everything that's happening up front. Wes Henderson cannot stop the North Lincoln blitz and the defensive front. Like they declined it.
So they took the play. So it'll be a loss of 6 on the run by Young, who is severely under duress. So it will be a sack by about half the North Lincoln defense.
Yeah, I think I saw Rinkus number 11. I'll give him the credit, even though they all had a hand in it.
Last play of the quarter, handoff goes to Murray, and Murray is going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, if at all. He may have lost a little bit on that play, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. A great first quarter for the North Lincoln Knights as they lead 16-0. You're listening to high school football on LincolnCounty.com.
Polaris Deal Days are underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
For over 60 years,
Back here at West Henderson, just outside Hendersonville, North Carolina. Taking a look at some other scores in 3A, Dudley has now taken a 28-0 lead over AC Reynolds. Good Lord. That one's gotten out of hand quickly. South Point leads Ashbrook 7-0. Let's go down through here. Burns trailing Monroe 28-7. That's not a surprise. That's a long way to go through a whole lot of traffic to take on a very stout Monroe team.
Was it worse for us going through Shelby or them going through Charlotte?
Charlotte's
Charlotte
much worse. There's no doubt there. All doubt has been removed. Oak Grove 7-0 over Crest first quarter. Those are some of the scores we see. So it's the second quarter. Again, football brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincolnton is our title sponsor. Young in the pocket, throws, and the defender for North Lincoln fell down. So the pass is completed. That should be Osman again, favorite target of Young. And he catches it. It'll be enough for a first down. They get out to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 14 on that pass.
Yeah, it looks like number 22, Jamani Ellington, just tripped.
Blew a tire.
Yeah, fell out and was able to complete that pass because nobody there to defend it.
Yep.
Good thing he ran out of bounds because there wasn't very much help behind him.
The pass took him out of bounds, and that was a good thing for North Lincoln. So 1st and 10 after the Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Murray tries to get some yardage. He actually might have gained 2 on that play. Tries to go through the left side, and the North Lincoln front 7 has just done a fantastic job so far.
Yeah, like I say, they're just closing holes or stringing those runs out. There's just nowhere for them to go. And then not only that, they're making the play, making the tackle at the point of attack as well.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 from their own 32-yard line, trailing 16-0, just underway in the second quarter. Young, quick toss out into the flat, catch is made. Good tackle attempted there. It was Tim Folk, looked like. Yeah, it was Folk, and he didn't make the tackle, but he slowed him down enough that he was able to let his help come and catch up. And it was caught by number 2, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it was a good thing you held him up, and then Bassani and AG were able to come over and finish him off.
So they're 5 of 7 passing. They've gotten some pretty good yardage on those. Running-wise, except for the 125-yard run by Young on a scramble, they've done absolutely nothing.
I think it was 14.
Young, back to pass. Throws, heaves it downfield. He's got a receiver out there, but it's just a step too far. And that is Ostman again. And why there wasn't a holding call on behind the play, I do not know, because I was watching the defender that came in from the defense's left side, and he had pretty good grip on the shoulder pad. It wasn't in the chest area. So, but it will be 4th down after the incomplete pass, and Folk will be back to receive.
We'll have to see if they pick on Jamani Ellington. That's the 2nd or 3rd time. Every time where he's been, they've been kind of thrown at. We'll see if that's something to keep an eye on.
Osman with a nice, high, booming kick. Folk gets out of the way at the last second. He had somebody camped on the doorstep. Lets it bounce. It goes another 10 yards, and North Lincoln will take over, this time their worst field position of the game, their own 19-yard line. And what I've noticed is Osman takes his time. They're going to have to keep somebody spying on him, because there is a possibility of him taking time, And if there's not somebody covering him, he could take off and run. There was actually looked like some pretty good space on the far side of the field. He might have been able to get close to the first down.
Yeah, if the score gets any worse or they get maybe a little bit towards midfield, that's something definitely to keep an eye on.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights. Hand off to Wingate, straight up the middle. Breaks one tackle, brought down after he gets over the 25 to the 26. Another good gain for Wingate on 1st down. 7 yards there. So he's got the shortest he's had tonight is 2 5-yard carries. He had a couple 6-yard carries, but that's all he could have gotten.
That's right.
Those were the touchdowns.
The end zone's in my way.
Yep. Can't get any more yardage. They won't let me. So one wide receiver to the near side. Ball is on the far hash at the 27-yard line, 2nd and 3. Sipe keeps, pitches. He's got a man out in the corner. Good block out in front. It's Folk. And no, it's Landon Agee. He gets the ball, gets from the 27 out across the 35. It'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance 1st down for the Knights at the 38-yard line. Gain of 11 for Agee. And it's just the same plays over and over.
Yeah, well, like
but
I said,
they can't stop him.
Right, and like I just keep saying, kind of watch how they're trying to defend it, and they're giving them their reads. They've got 4 defensive linemen. They've got the 2 outside linebackers playing up tight, and that's Sipe's read when he keeps it. And if there's nobody there, he pitches.
Handoff straight up the gut. Wingate gets hit just past the line of scrimmage, but drags the pile forward. Gets out to the 44-yard line, a gain of 6.
Well, like I said, this is just exactly what
Vintage North Lincoln.
North Lincoln does.
Yep.
Just take what they can get them. They can get 4, 5, 6 at a time. That's no problem. Keep the clock moving. They're up 16-0. No hurry.
8.5 to go in the 2nd quarter. Already up 16-0. Trying to put a sustained drive together for more. Sipe back to pass. Goes to throw. He's got Jake DeSantos. Catch is made across the 50 at the 47. He was looking for something further downfield. Check down to DeSantos. And it's a Turner Hauser Insurance 1st down as they complete their first pass of the game.
Well, that's just going to ruin their average. What was that, 12, 13 yards?
Yeah, it was only 13 yards.
Well,
that's
half.
way below their average.
Great job by Sipe, though. Yeah, he was looking for the seam route that was going up the field, but checked it down to DeSantos. Great job, but of course, great protection for him too. There was nobody under pressure. He had all day to throw it.
Wingate again, straight up the middle. Another good gain on 1st down. He gets down to the 42, so that'll be a gain of 5. That's going to drag his average down too. So DeSantos goes off. Doden comes in. They usually only run one wide receiver in a formation. That doesn't mean other people don't go out, like you pointed out. Folk will line up on the wing, but then we'll go up and looking at the seam route like they had on the earlier play. So Sipe looks over the 2nd and 5, and there's a whistle there, and I think they're going to call a timeout. Yep, timeout North Lincoln. So we'll take a timeout here as well. 7:10 to go in the first half. It's North Lincoln 16, West Henderson 0. You're listening to high school football on KTC.
Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus gold wings and trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
Taking a look at
Roads and buildings.
Taking a look at some of the scores. Our laptop is sometimes bulky. It's stopping a commercial. Let's see. Going
Air's a
down the
little
line
thinner
here.
up here.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I'm going
Okay.
with.
Well, that's your excuse, and you're going to stick with it.
I'm not moving.
Looking down through, I'm looking at highschoolovertime.com. J.N. Robinson up 20-0 over Kings Mountain in the 2nd quarter. Let's see. Shelby 7-0 over Maiden still. And we've got 2nd and 6, it looks like, for North Lincoln out of the timeout. Hand off to Wingate. He goes through the left side. He's got an opening. He's got another first down. Turner Hauser Insurance first down as he gets from the 42 down to the 32. So a gain of 10 on that one.
Yeah, it was a little different wrinkle there for North Lincoln. They ran Wingate a little bit more off tackle on that one. They went to the tight end side with Aaron Doden over there to help block. And it was a great little change and was able to pick up that Turner Hauser Insurance first down as North Lincoln continues to drive and dominate this game, especially in the trenches. He's doing a fantastic job up front.
I've got Wingate with about 60 yards already on 9 carries, so just churning it out. Wingate again through the left side. He gets hit in the hole and drives the tackler backwards, picking up another 3 yards. It just watching how the line is just getting pushed back. There was a guy in the hole that time, but Wingate just shoved him back 3, turned a 2-yard gain into 5.
Yeah, he's just running with a lot of authority, doing a fantastic job just trying to get those extra yards. And he's a load to bring down.
He is a load. The junior with already 1,700 yards this year, creeping up on 1,800 now. And it's 2nd and 5. Sipe keeps it, rolls around the right side. He's got an opening. Pitches late, goes to Agee, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. He was 15 yards downfield when he pitched that ball. So Agee will get all of the credit on that one. So it'll be a 22-yard touchdown run for Agee, although about 15 of it was Sipe, and then he pitched it back.
Well, they both ran it. He just didn't have the ball for the first 15 yards.
Yeah.
He just finished it off. Another very unselfish play by Sipe, though. Fantastic job.
Yeah, because the guy covering Agee came over to him, left Agee alone, so he just pitched it. That's vintage wishbone days from Oklahoma back in the 70s. Thomas Lott and J.C. Watts would be pitching the ball 40 yards downfield.
I was only an adolescent, so I don't remember that.
Snap, hold, kick is up, and it's good. So another touchdown for the Knights, another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown, and a James River Equipment PAT by Jake Dillingham. And with 5:42 to go in the first half, it's North Lincoln cruising 23-0.
Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
Looking at some other scores, trying to go down through here. I found if I turn my phone sideways, it does it this way, and I can see them quicker.
Holy cow.
It only took me a whole half to figure that out.
Portrait or landscape? What do you want?
14-0. Hickory still ahead in the second quarter. And you've got some other scores there. Let her roll.
Yeah, they've got Hickory at 28-0 over Statesville.
Geez. They're making sure there's no doubt this time. Kind of a close game when they played earlier. They pulled away late. Not this time.
South Point 14-7 because it'll be the winner of this game. We'll take the winner of that game.
And the kick is caught in the end zone, so it'll be yet another touchback for Jake Dillingham. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 20-yard line yet again.
Mount Airy 28, Mountain Island 0, Robbinsville 12, Bessemer City 0. Robinson 26, Kings Mountain 0. Monroe 28, Burns 7. Shelby 14, Maiden 0. East Rutherford 7, Reedsville 0. Crest 14, Oak Grove 0. And then there's us.
East Rutherford leading Reedsville. That's a bit of a surprise. But East Rutherford's battle tested. They took this this North Lincoln team to the hilt, third game of the season, 56-55 in a barn burner. And we got a handoff to Murray. He gets around one man, but then he runs into who else? Ryan Bassani. But this time he actually had a gain of about 4 yards on the play, which is more than he's seen all night.
A little bit better job blocking along that left side for West Henderson. Again, we'll see if they, in the air, if they attack number 22. That was kind of what they were doing on that last drive. who plays the wide field side as they wait for the play call from the
Yeah.
side.
And that's where they've got Osman, their leading receiver out there, as well as Neil Robinson. So they've got two of their bigger receivers out there. Quick throw in the middle. It's intercepted, picked off, bounced off the receiver, picked up by number 20. Looks like Agee.
I think it's Doden.
Or is it Doden?
Doden.
There was a 0 for the last number. It was Aaron Doden. Bounced off the wide receiver right into the arms of Doden. He said thank you and took off towards the far sideline. Gets the ball down to the 8-yard line. So yet again, North Lincoln set up. They started possession inside the 5-yard line.
And that was the gift. It bounced right off the receiver, and he just went right between the 1 and 0. He was like, oh, hey. Took it and good return. Got down inside the 10 at the 8.
So 4:46 to go. There's still time to punch this one in easily. They only have 8 yards to go, first and goal. Sipe looks it over. Snap. Handoff on the inside, reverse to Folk. He goes into the end zone. Touchdown, North Lincoln. Kind of an inside reverse. And they waltz into the end zone. Folk is untouched.
Looks like they're going to get a little extracurricular celebration flag.
So a touchdown for Tim Folk. That makes it 29-0. And
Unsportsmanlike.
so an unsportsmanlike against North Lincoln. A little too much celebration after that one. I didn't see what exactly happened. I have a post in front of me at this point. Scott knows all about being stuck in the corner behind a post.
Well, I'm actually stuck behind it. I can just move over here to the side.
I'm a little more hemmed in this time. So it's another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for the Knights. They go into their conversion formation brought to you by James River Equipment. And the question is, are they going to go for 2 or are they going to let Dillingham kick? Well, they can't because Dillingham's not out there. Now he's back in formation.
He's in there. He's just hitting.
Well, no, but I'm saying he's not out where he normally would be for kick. I'm sorry. I didn't say that very well.
That's all right.
Snap, hold, kick is up. Dillingham drills it through, and it's 30-0. 4:41 to go. North Lincoln just rolling here in the first half. You're listening to high school football on LincolnCounty.com.
Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your Erie insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your Erie insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
So a touchdown and another conversion. That's 4 touchdowns, a field goal, some conversions, and there's still 4.5 minutes and change to go in the first half. So North Lincoln, we thought this might be a little bit more of a battle. It has not turned out to be the case.
No, like I say, just from the opening kickoff, they've come up here ready to play, doing a great job. That was a nice little counter play on that last touchdown underneath handoff. And I think they'll assess the penalty right here on the kickoff, so they will kick off from the 25-yard line.
Well,
rather
if
than
Dillingham can get a touchback on this one, I'm going to be seriously impressed. Because that would be 75 yards in the air or ground, just getting it to the end zone. So a 5-second drive there for North Lincoln. One play, 5 seconds, 8 yards, and they're ahead 30-0.
And that's not their shortest drive.
Dillingham scoots it along the ground, picked up at the 32-yard line. And so they're going to actually have good field position this time. Because of the penalty, they will get to the 43-yard line. And they're looking to see if they can just crack the scoreboard before halftime. They do get the ball to open the second half, so they could do the double here. But they haven't done much of anything other than a few throws.
Yeah, other than the first drive where they went 79 yards, that was about all they've done.
But they couldn't get the 80th yard.
That's right. Did not get into the end zone.
So this time they're going to start at their 42-yard line, best field position of the game. Young back to pass, throws. He's got a man in the flat. Catch is made. Looks like number 10. Is that Murray? They swing him out into the flat.
I think that was number 12 that time.
Oh, that's Osman again.
Yeah. And he sees the one that looks worse for wear, so I would think it was number 12.
So an 11-yard gain there. First down, or I'm sorry, 9-yard gain. Gets him to the North Lincoln 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 1. Hand off to Murray. He gets around the left side. Makes one man miss. Finally gets dragged down by Bassani and Folk, but not before getting a Turner Hauser Insurance first down as he gets to the 35-yard line. Gain of 12 on that one. That's his longest run of the night.
Yeah, they're using more number 14, Tyler Nash, Wes Henderson, more of a tight end. He's had split out as a slot, but he's doing a little bit more tighter, and he's getting a better read off the ends when they want to run it. So that was what they got there on that one. So great job there by Wes Henderson.
Now Nash goes and lines up on the other end, blocks for Murray coming that direction. He gets across the 35 down to the 33. Short gain there. So they're down to 3 minutes. Plenty of time for the Falcons as they try and crack the scoreboard here before the half is over. And that's what you were saying. They moved the tight end to the direction they were going to run and sent Murray behind it, but they only got one on that one. Young being chased by Rinkus, fakes a throw, and he's touched out of bounds. Gets to about the 29-yard line. So he does get 4 on that one. Rinkus in hot pursuit. So 3rd and 4. 14 is now, Nash is now moved out, as you were saying. They'd sometimes line him up as a tight end. Now he's going more of the slot receiver to the inside, but still 3 wide to the right. Young takes a snap, rolls to the right, and I think we have some whistles.
Yeah, another false start.
Another false start.
They've been close pretty much on almost like every play. They seem to move just a little bit. And they've been called, I believe that's their 3rd time false start.
Yeah, 3rd for 15.
Hang on to your hats. Reedsville down to East Rutherford, 14-0.
I don't know if you heard that, but Reedsville trailing East Rutherford 14-0 now. Again, that's the East Rutherford team that had to play North Lincoln earlier this season. So they've faced some good competition, and Reedsville will give you some good competition.
More of a twin set, 2 receivers at each side.
Young back, looks, dances around. Now he danced a little too long. He gets snowed under. Houston Summey comes in and makes the tackle for the sack. Good coverage downfield, though, too.
Absolutely, yeah. It looked like number 10 for Wes Henderson, Dazion Murray, was trying to come out here in the flat. He was telling him to throw it, but he just had no time because of the great coverage that time by the North Lincoln secondary.
He really didn't get back there and get set. He was dancing around, the feet going one way, feet going the other. And then finally, Houston Summey pushed his man back into him and then made the tackle.
Yeah, like I said, that's great coverage downfield. They had everybody covered. Gave time for the up front people to do their job, and Houston Summey was in there to make the sack. And so it looks like North Lincoln has called a timeout. Try to preserve 2:14 on the clock.
Yeah, still a good amount of time, and as quickly as they can strike.
As it's 4th and 19. They got 4th and 20 on the clock. Either way.
19, 20. I mean, it's a
Depends
pretty
on where
good
those
amount.
officials mark it. Sometimes they go either way.
Yeah, we haven't seen that this year now, have we? Okay, let me see if I can update some of my scores here. 14-7, South Point over Ashbrook. North Lincoln, if they continue on the way they are, they will meet the winner of that game. If it is South Point, it will be at South Point. It'll be just hold up a mirror to each team.
Well, like you say, we always mention that it's kind of hard to use this type of offense and simulate it when you practice during the week, but they both run the same offense, so it'll be kind of easy to simulate for both teams.
Going to go for it, and North Lincoln has taken another timeout. Yeah, they didn't like the formation. There was some confusion. They had two guys covering one here at the bottom of the field, and it was all single coverage up at the top of the field. So they didn't like the looks of that. They took a timeout. Still got 2:11 to go. 30-0 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. The Knights in control at this time.
Hey, you can't take these timeouts with you. You might as well use them.
Well, that one especially, since they didn't look like they were set defensively on what they were trying to do.
Yeah, we'll wonder if they try to Hail Mary this one. Try to get something going. Just as good as a punt, might as well throw it.
Yeah, we've got the North Lincoln press box coaches down next to us, so we can hear them exhorting, knock it down, knock it down. Yeah, don't intercept it if they're going to throw it that long, because then you get it back here at the 44 versus the 20 if they catch you in the end zone.
Right.
Decent crowd for North Lincoln. I think that half of them were hanging out in their car until game time. It's pretty good for an over 2-hour trip to get up here.
And they're all like one set of the bleachers trying to huddle up and keep warm.
I don't blame him. Young throws. He's got a man over the middle. Catch is made. He's going to have the first down. Tackle is missed. It's Ostman. Nope. And he should be out of bounds. I don't know about that. He was close to the pylon. Missed tackle, though, at about the 15-yard line.
Oh, we got a horn.
And Neil Robinson scores a touchdown as the train comes through. Somewhere there's a train going through.
I automatically think third down.
You would as a Bills fan. So you got the 42-yard touchdown pass, catch and run variety. And Sandoval will come on to attempt the James River Equipment extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it squeaks through the uprights. So with 2:01 to go in the first half, it's now North Lincoln 30, West Henderson 7. You're listening to high school football on LincolnCounty.com.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well. Been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, the 27 West intersection in Vale.
Back here, and we're going to see something we haven't seen all game since the beginning of the game. We're going to see Wes Henderson kick the ball off.
I hope they don't kick it to AG. We'll see.
I think they'll go away from him this time.
I don't think Folk's much better, but we'll see what they come up with.
Pick your poison back there. Even one gets to the sideline, they can go a long way. So again, Sandoval kicks the extra points, but Dennis Conco, number 7, is going to kick off, and he's not far enough back to kick this very far. He's going to kick it shorter. It bounces at the 15, bounces up to Folk. He catches it, goes straight towards the left sideline. He's got a hole. He's across the 40, 50. Only the kicker again. The kicker is getting a workout on returns. That's twice now he's had to slow him down or make the tackle. So Folk takes the ball at the 15-yard line, goes straight down field, goes to the left sideline, and gets all the way to the 36-yard line. The third time tonight North Lincoln has started in plus territory.
Yeah, I obviously kicked away from AG, but that was we said it. Don't
you said Folks not
much
a better
better
option.
Looked like the same sort of play, same sideline, just different direction. Great return.
And Sipe keeps it, Goes around the right side, keeps it, ducks under, gets down to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 6. That's his first carry of the night. That he actually kept the football at the end of the play. Let me make that clear. He did run it earlier. He just decided to hand it off 15 yards downfield. So 2nd and 4.
Trying to see if that's
126. Folk on the inside counter play again. He's going to be close to the first down. And they are going to give it to him. He got to the 30-yard line, gain of 5. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. Clock rolling, 75 seconds to go in the half. 25 yards to go for the Knights. Sipe keeps it, pitches. This time there's a little better coverage out on the outside. That's the first time they've really shut that play down. Agee actually takes a loss on the play of a yard. So 45 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Might be the time to try and throw one down the seam here.
Yeah, like I say, they don't have any timeouts. They used those 2 back-to-back just a little while ago. They used one earlier in the half, so they're out of timeouts.
So 2nd down. There we go. They're looking to throw. They throw it downfield. Jump ball for Doden, and it's knocked away. Not the best. Did Wingate throw that? Or Sipe?
That was Sipe.
It was Sipe. Okay, that wasn't the best looking pass. And he threw into double coverage. Doden trying to bring it in on the jump ball. But it falls incomplete, and it stops the clock with 21.8 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, normally when they try to attempt some of those passes, it's more of a seam route. I think that time West Henderson was ready for it as they had 2 defenders back covering Doden.
Probably saw it on the film from last week.
Yeah.
So 21.8. Hand off to Wingate up the middle. Not much there. So they're going to try and run Dillingham on the field quick to see if they can line up for the extra point. 10 seconds to go. No, and they're not going to be able to do it. They tried to run Dillingham on the field quick to try. Wait a minute. The kick is up. It's good. Problem is there were too many men on the field. They were trying to do the fire drill there where they run the kicking team on. Problem was
extra lineman, yeah. The lineman didn't get themselves situated.
One of the linemen took his partner and shoved him toward the sideline. He's like, you're out of here. But he didn't get there quick enough. And he drilled that from about 42 yards. There was plenty on that. We'll have to ask Jamie McGinnis here if it went close to the camera in the end zone. So there's no time left on the clock.
South Point 21, Ashbrook 14. We're hearing in the box.
Yeah, so that's quite a ball game.
I
believe it was pretty good than the first one. The first one was still a pretty good game, too. So the penalty will move the ball back to.
I thought if it was on the offense, they could decline.
Yeah,
that's
I don't know. I don't know either, unless that's something they can't decline. So it'll be an untimed down, legal substitution. So now it's at the 28-yard line. The ball will be set down at the 35, a 45-yard kick. And we've got a timeout taken by West Henderson. I didn't get the direction or the name right.
He's going to get that little extra leg. They called timeout, but he took the kick anyway. Keep loose. Stay loose.
Did he make that one too?
He did.
Jeez. He just pounded that one. I had the post in front of me. I couldn't see it. So, again, taking a little bit.
I thought there couldn't be an offensive penalty. They could just decline it, and that's the half.
I thought so as well, but
defensive side, you would have to
yeah,
do
you
an
get
untimed
the untimed down. But what do I know?
We've only been watching football for 50 years. I got nothing.
I got you beat there.
I was just I don't know if you
50.
picked up on my adolescent joke when you were talking about the Oklahoma from the 70s.
Yeah,
I was in diapers,
I did. I just let that one slide. I was like, well, I resemble that remark.
I walked right into that one.
Yeah, I mean, I lobbed
crawled into that
I
one, but-
lobbed that one up there for you. It's a good thing you hit that out of the park. So after the timeout, the referees have sprinted back under the goalposts, and Dillingham will try this again. Again, ball's going down to 35, be a 45-yard kick. And
now we're icing.
you were saying that you can't take the timeouts with you, and the West Henderson coach is not going to.
Oh, good Lord.
He's gonna take all of them.
He may need to rest on this one. You don't want to kick that one because that would have been 4.
Has he still got one left? I think they just signaled to him he's got one timeout left, which means let's wait another 30 seconds and call it again.
Well, why are we here? Let's update some scores. We got a little bit more scores here on this one. Let's see. Anything different? Yeah, it was 21-14 South Point.
Second
over
quarter.
Ashbrook. Now we got some Mount Airy 35, Mount Island 0, Corvian 27, Mitchell 0, East Randolph 42, Cherokee 0, Murphy 14, Christ the King 3, Randleman 24, Forest Hills 21, West Oaks 28, East Surrey 14, Community School of Davidson. First time. It's only been how many weeks we've been in?
You
Got
got it
CS
right.
Davidson right. 10-0 over Mount Pleasant, Irwin 35, Smoky Mountain 14, and West Charlotte 44, West Rowan 3.
Yeah, and Mount Airy doing Mount Airy things. They lead Mountain Island Charter 28-0 in the second quarter. Not surprising because they're the two-time defending 1A state champions. I think they're creeping up on 45, 46 straight games they've won now.
You look at that earlier. That's top 5 of the nation, is it not?
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah.
All right, so one more time. Do they have another timeout? And they do. Sight pulls out, and it fakes like he's going to throw it to Doden downfield. And the West Henderson coach, who's not happy about something, obviously, if he's taking all 3 of his timeouts, he's mad about something.
Maybe that, Dillingham got that extra kick in even though the whistle had blown. Whatever. All right.
So we're just going to keep going here. And well, like I said, can't take them with you.
Yeah, the reason why I don't know if that's. I think that's got to be the first time all year both teams have used all 3 timeouts in the first half.
Yeah.
That we've watched.
That we've counted. That we've
yeah.
counted correctly.
Yeah.
Monroe, did you say Monroe led Burns 35-7? I got halftime for that.
Yeah.
Oof.
I might have.
I don't have anything for Bunker Hill Brevard, though. That's surprising.
Are we sure we're out of timeouts? Okay.
Okay. We might actually have a kick this time. So it's 30-7, trying to make it 33. Snap, hold, kick is up, and my goodness, he bombed the camera 10 yards behind the goalpost. Jake Dillingham belts one through, and now they're going to throw a flag because that's not a celebration. They're going over to their team. That's ridiculous. That's the referee having a hissy fit there. I'm sorry. They're all excited because a kid knocks through a 45-yarder, and they call a penalty for the kids jumping around.
I didn't know we were in the no fun league zone here.
We do know that's what NFL stands for.
Right.
No fun league.
Oh, good Lord. Unsportsmanlike, we know. Yeah, move along.
So that'll be enforced on the second half kickoff. So the kick is good, and that's the end of the first half. North Lincoln doing just about everything correctly as they take a 33-7 lead into half. We'll be back with the Stadium Halftime Show brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton after this timeout while I add up some numbers.
For the folks in Cherville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday. The Dodge Black Friday sales event is underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Get in on big performance and receive $11,100 total bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. And if you're a Ford brand owner or leasee, you can get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on a new 2024 Dodge Durango. All during the Black Friday sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. It's time to gobble up the savings at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Hurry in now and save big during the red tag sale. All remaining 2024 models gotta go. You save thousands of dollars. Ask about special lease deals on the Chevy Equinox EV and the Chevy Blazer EV. You'll find great rates as low as 0%, and Costco members get an extra $1,000 discount. And check out the big inventory of Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Online at abernathychevrolet.com. Like them on Facebook too. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook too.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
Back here at West Henderson, and it's been all North Lincoln here in the first half as they get 6 possessions, score on all 6 of them, and they get 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals, 2 for 2 for Dillingham, technically 4 for 4 because he banged through the 2 where they called timeout. So 2 for 2 on the field goals, 3 for 3 on extra points, and it's 33-7 here at the half. The only touchdown for the Falcons was one late in the second half. Robinson broke a tackle around the 20-yard line and got to the end zone. But the big thing was first possession, they went down the field, went 79 yards, but couldn't get the 80th. Fumble was forced. Tanner Ayers scooped it up and scored, but the flag behind the play. It didn't really affect the play.
Yeah.
He was free and clear at that point.
Yeah, like I say, North Lincoln
But they still
offensively.
scored.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
North Lincoln is just doing what they want to do on the offensive side. Again, controlling the trenches on both sides. And obviously it kind of looks now like that stop on 4th down at the goal line fumble just in a way just kind of kept the momentum going. And West Henderson has not been able to catch up.
And plus, North Lincoln has had great field position. 3 different times they've started a possession in the Falcons' end of the field, twice in the red zone. I mean, you can't get better than that.
Right, and I don't know if West Henderson wants to kick off because the 2 kickoffs, where one was taken to the 6, the other one was taken to the 30. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do on their next kickoff if they get another kickoff.
Defer? I don't know. You can't defer. So they got to do something. Just pooch it short or something.
Yeah,
I
try
mean,
to find a hole, or just kick it out of
just
bounds.
keep them on that side of the field.
Right.
Not in their own territory where they're taking up. So taking a look at some of the halftime stats, unofficial here, as I'm trying to do that along with other things. I don't get to just sit and watch the game.
I got you.
And so for Wes Henderson, 14 carries, 33 yards. 25 of those came on the scramble by Young on the first drive. After that, they've got 8 yards rushing on the next 13 attempts. That's just how good a job North Lincoln has done up front.
Yeah, the only thing that they were able to do was move 14, Tyler Nash, and try to get an extra blocker in there, and that's the only thing that they've been able to do to kind of adjust.
But even that hasn't done what they would hope because they're still losing. They've lost yardage on 5 different carries tonight, and they've been stuffed for no yardage on another. So they've had 14 carries, and 6 of them have been for no gain or lost yardage. Then passing-wise, 7 of 10, they've done pretty good there. 122 yards, 1 touchdown. They've had some good chunk plays in there, and they had a couple that were open that were just overthrown. So the secondary for North Lincoln, again, like Coach said before the game, that was kind of the area where they're vulnerable, and they've shown they can be had there, but they've gotten away with it for the most part tonight.
Yeah, a little bit later in that first half, they did a really good job in covering a couple of those passes that they've attempted and ended up getting a couple sacks.
All right, then on the other side, you've got passing-wise for North Lincoln, 1 of 2 for 13 yards. That was the pass to Jake DeSantos. And rushing-wise, 21 carries, 177 yards. It would be more than that, except they keep ending up in the end zone.
Yeah, when you got a 6-yard drive start, it's kind of tough. Yeah, you got 4-second drive on the first one, then they had from the 8, a 5-second drive.
5-second drive.
So,
yeah. They're not winning the time of possession battle on those drives.
No.
But you don't care because they put 13 points on the board. So 21 carries for 177 yards. So they've got 190 yards offense, but it's done what it's needed to do. It's scored on every possession. And let's see, penalty-wise, 3 penalties on each team. North Lincoln has picked up
misconduct penalties.
30.
Yeah.
Well, and then there'll be another 15.
Yeah.
I guess that'll count in the second half because that's when it'll be enforced for excessive celebration, jumping around because a kid made a 45-yard field goal that would have been good from a good 55 or more. He pounded that thing through. And the sidelines just cheering for him, and they throw a flag. I mean, it's just –
Well, plus, West Henderson's calling timeout after timeout, trying to ice the kicker. I mean, playing a little gamesmanship. The kid has to sit around and wait. Made 2 that didn't count, and then makes third one.
Actually, the third one, I think, went through better than the others.
Either way, they all were pretty much right down the gut.
Yeah. Dillingham is quite the weapon. I wonder if they're grooming the next one here. Blake Phillips. He kicked a few for them this year. He's a sophomore. I wonder if he's the heir apparent for Coach Basil next season. So that is a wrap-up of the first half. This is the Stadium Halftime Show brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton. We'll be back with a little bit more, some more scores around the area, and then the second half kickoff after this timeout.
Polaris Deal Days are underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why, it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding, and they've just recently added a 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit jamesriverequipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Back here at West Henderson High School up in the mountains, nice chilly night, but the only thing trying to chill things off was the one touchdown by West Henderson late in the half, because otherwise North Lincoln has been hot.
Can't go any better than 6 for 6 scoring.
Yeah, so taking a look at some other scores, Burns, I believe, will be the end of their season tonight. They trail Monroe 42-7 in the third quarter. Not surprising. Monroe is just good year after year after year. Community School of Davidson still leading Mount Pleasant, team that beat West Lincoln last week, going for 2-point conversion late in the fourth quarter. They were trailing 35-28, scored the touchdown, went for 2 at home, made it. West Lincoln season ended in disappointing fashion again, same as last year. They had a close game that ended their season. Let's see, Oak Grove leading Crest 14-0 still. East Rutherford 14-0 over Reedsville at halftime. That's got to be the shocker of the night. Let's see, how bad is Hickory beating Statesville now? 35-0 in the third quarter. Let's see. Oh, now Burns is down 49-7, running clock now. Let's see. High school overtime still has this is 16-0 here. I think they're a little behind the curve. Mount Airy doing Mount Airy things, 35-0 now.
Maybe I'll send in to Kevin and the boys that we're up 33-0. Do they have that down here?
Well, how about 33-7?
Okay, I'll do that too.
That'd be better.
All right.
That'd be
a little more
accurate.
AccuWeather, AccuScore.
There we go. Wow, West Charlotte, 44-3. Man, they're going to be tough to deal with. They're going to be tough to deal with because they play 4A schools all year. So they're certainly going to be battle tested. So we're getting ready for the second half here. That's it for the Stadium Halftime Show, brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton. And we're getting ready for the second half kickoff. West Henderson will get the ball first since they deferred.
So they'll be kicking off
21-0 now. East Rutherford, there's down the press box here, said that they just scored again. They're watching it on the feed, probably NFHS. But that's amazing. No one saw that one coming.
Maybe North Lincoln might be the only one.
No, I mean, as far as Reedsville losing.
Oh, okay, I thought we were talking about.
Yeah. Sorry. I should be more specific. So, again, Dillingham is going to have to kick off from the 25-yard line for celebrating making a long field goal. That's just wrong, but the call's already been made. That's what it is. So 33-7. We've got another half to go here. A balmy night here in Hendersonville. So he kicks it down the field, bounces it about the 26-yard line, picked up, and West Henderson player picks it up. Should be Robinson, looks like number 13. they will get 1st and 10, this time at the 38-yard line. And that might be their best field position. Nope, they got it at the 42 last time because of the
other
the
15-yard
penalty.
Another celebration after a touchdown.
Yeah, God forbid we'd celebrate scoring. So 1st and 10 at the 38. Wes Henderson needs to go down and score
2-minute offense.
And then get an actual stop.
Yes.
More of a pro spread here. One wide receiver on each side. Throws down the field, looking for the receiver. And at the last minute, looked like Landon Agee stuck his arm up and knocked the ball away because he was open.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit thrown out more so the receiver could run under it. Might have been able to complete it, but good closing speed by Agee to get that arm up at the last second and deflect it away.
Somebody's got a squeak toy here in the box.
Does somebody bring their pooch?
Jamie's phone, one or the other.
That's all.
No problem, it's funny.
Yeah, we
Young,
enjoy
back to
these things.
pass, rolls right, and just throws that one away. I think he got one of the cheerleaders in the head on the far sideline and was so far out of bounds.
Marsha Brady will be mad.
So that'll be another incomplete, 2 incompletes to open the half, and it'll be 3rd and 10. He had nobody to throw to and just – which one was the one where they – wasn't Friday Night Lights where they threw out of bounds and they hit the guy on the horse late in the game? I forget. John Voight was in it. It wasn't Friday Night Lights. It was another one, but anyway. Young has a snap, rolls left, throws, and he's got a receiver. Catch is made, but he's going to be short of the first down. Robinson catches the ball but slides out of bounds at the 46-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 8. It'll be 4th and 2 if they want to go for it.
Well, I don't see anybody else coming out.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
I think the movie was Varsity Blues. By the way.
That's the one. Thank you.
You're welcome. And, yeah, I don't see anybody coming in to punt.
No.
Nope. Of course, he's usually on the field, right?
They don't
punter?
usually.
Who punts for him?
Osman has been punting for him, number 12, but he's out of the wide receiver position.
That'd be tough to
So
snap
4th and
out
2, they're going to go for it. They're going to need to throw for it because I don't know if they can run for it. Young, back, pressured, gets flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be short of the first down. If they mark that correctly, and they throw a late flag, he was hit right at the boundary. Another call that's kind of questionable. He was short of the first down. Of course they're going to chase him to the boundary. I don't know about that one. He'd have been about a half yard short of the first down. They're marking it at the 47.
Well, he's walking all the way on the other side like it's on Wes Henderson.
Okay. So they picked up the flag. And that's surprising right in front of the Wes Henderson bench.
Now
the
they are
flag
calling a foul. What?
No.
Oh, after the play.
So here we go, another 15 yards against North Lincoln, but they make the stop first. So they turn it over on downs. They come up a yard short, and that was Young that was trying to get it out of bounds there. He gained 1, needed 2. And so the penalty will push it back, but North Lincoln will get possession. Only a minute 10 gone in the first part of the third quarter here.
Well, let's hope
So
North
1st
Lincoln
and 10 for North at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, North Lincoln will do what they do, and they'll get the ball
Run.
back on the ground and get this clock moved.
They will run. Expect to see Wingate quite a few times here. And there's the first one right up through the left side. And, well, it may not be that much ball possession if he keeps ripping off 14-yard runs.
Yeah, I told you they'll adjust that veer a little bit. Like they'll run it between the center and the guard when they want to run it tight, which is kind of how they started the game. He scored the first touchdown run it that way. Now they're trying to clog that middle, that A gap. Now they're widening it out a little bit, and they're just taking advantage of what they have to offer. And again, that's another Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
And they're into the Falcon territory at the 48-yard line. Snap, Wingate again. Nope, Sipe keeps it, pitches to Folk. He breaks one tackle. It's across the 40, across the 30. He's got a first down, brought down at the 28-yard line. So a gain of 20 on that play for Folk. And if one person doesn't kill you, another will.
Yeah, again, it's just all about discipline, trying to keep track of those three positions, rather, not possessions, but positions. Keep an eye on the fullback, watch quarterback, look for the pitch man. And I just think this defense sets up perfectly for what North Lincoln wants to do.
So 2 plays now on this drive. They've already gained 34 yards. They're inside the 30 at the 29, 1st and 10. And they're taking a lot of time, play clock down to 5, just what you would expect with a 26-point lead. Hand off to Wingate, goes over the right side, gets hit at the 25-yard line, but drags the pile forward to the 22. And he gets down, and they're going to say the 21-yard line, so a gain of 8.
Yeah, like I said, you can almost run of that sort of split middle where there's nobody over the center, and they'll run their tackles outside near the guards and their tackles outside the tackles. It makes it easy to run a little tighter inside on that veer, and that's what they did on that one. Now they're back inside a little bit, a little more of a shade on the nose.
2nd down, Wingate through the left side, gets wrapped up, but not before getting a Turner Hauser Insurance first down as he gets to the 16-yard line. Gain of 5. And it's North Lincoln doing what they want to do offensively. 4 plays, and they've gone all the way from their 38-yard line down to the 16. They're in the red zone again, trying to make it a 7 for 7 on scoring possessions tonight. This time it's handoff goes to Folk. He goes around the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, North Lincoln. Another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown brought to you by the dealership there in Lincolnton. And it's a nice 16-yard touchdown run for Folk. So now for the James River equipment. PAT, Jake Dillingham. This is a chip shot for Jake. It's only 20 yards after bombing through 3 straight from 45.
And just be careful how much you enjoy
Don't
yourself.
celebrate too much. Right. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it lands in about lane 3 on the track. So a great kick there. 8:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're just barely underway in the 3rd quarter, and North Lincoln has made it a 40-7 lead. We'll be back with the kickoff after this.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
So if I counted correctly, there was 5 plays, 62 yards, and it took 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go down the field and score that touchdown. They're now ahead by 33 points. And I think this one's going to send some shockwaves around the state, because this is a game a lot of people thought was going to be pretty close. Maybe North Lincoln winning by a score or so, but not. They're currently up 33, and we've got almost half the game to play yet.
Yeah, just impressive by what they're doing. Again, a lot of it's controlling that line of scrimmage is what they've done all night.
And when he kicks off from the 40-yard line, Dillingham pounds that one to the end zone. Yet another touchback. And so, yet again, the team will start at their own 20-yard line. So that's He's now in the mid-40s on touchbacks this year, out of about 69 kicks. So
well, he's definitely getting his leg into things this season.
yeah, cold weather doesn't seem to be bothering him. Kind of a jet sweep here. It goes to number 13, Neil Robinson. So he gets that out to 23, so they get 3 yards on that one is all. That's the first person to carry the ball other than Young and Murray. They'll call it 2 now where they mark it, so it'll be 2nd and 8. That is a small receiver down at the bottom of the formation for. This time it goes to Murray. Murray breaks through the first line of defense, gets tripped up. Tackle is made by number 22, Jamani Ellington. He was tied up with a wide receiver that I was noticing how small he was. and Ellington's not the biggest player either, so he was able to get an arm out, trip him up, and he goes down at the 43-yard line, but not before a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Falcons after a gain of 22 on that carry.
Yeah, they've had some success kind of running to where Tyler Nash is. Again, that time it wasn't necessarily a tight end, more of a slot H-back. Was able to get out and pin inside and let him get it to the outside there on that run. And good play by Wes Henderson.
Fake inside. Young throws downfield, and I'm not sure. I thought it was more towards the North Lincoln player, but he good adjustment there on that one. Number 2, is that Zach McMinn? Do I have that number correct?
I believe you're correct.
And he made a nice adjustment on that. Almost came up with it, but it fell incomplete. For a while there, I thought that Ayers, or it was a single number person, was going to be the one picking it off, but hand off to Murray, goes inside, breaks it back to the left, and he gets across midfield, or to midfield, so that'll be a gain of 7 on that one.
Yeah, tackled by Sturgill, kind of getting up a little gimpy. Walking it off.
Yeah.
And we're hearing South Point 21 and Ashbrook tied at 21.
Ooh. North Lincoln, is rooting for Ashbrook, because then they would get a home game next week. So Young looks over the sideline, gets the signal, and quick swing pass out to Murray. He gets across the 45, gets pushed out of bounds at the 41, so that will be Turner Hauser Insurance first down on the catch. First of the night for Murray out of the backfield, and he gets 9 yards on that and a first down. This might be the only drive we've seen them really sustain anything on, except the first one.
Right. Yeah, it's got a lot of those characteristics as that first one, as they're mixing in different types of runs, quick little passes.
The touchdown they scored on was pretty quick. This is a little more sustained. Quick pass out in the flat, wide open to Robinson. It's being chased by Bassani, and he knocks the ball out, picked up by North Lincoln. Great job by Bassani, and now the ball's knocked out again, but this time it goes out of bounds. We got a flag behind the play. So let's see. The pass is complete, and then it's knocked out by Bassani, picked up, run down the field, knocked out of bounds again at the 40, and we've got a flag down at the 40-yard line as well.
I think that was number 20, Agee, that picked up that fumble.
Okay, it was Agee that got it? Okay.
And then he fumbled it out of bounds, and then we saw the flag. Depends on when the flag was thrown. Are they picking it up, or are we?
I don't know. That flag came out late. Yeah, they're going to decline it. It was holding on. No.
Oh, so we had.
Okay, so there was a block in the back. He signaled it wrong. There's a block in the back on North Lincoln. The flag was at the 40, so the 10-yard penalty will take it back to the 30, but they will have possession. we've got a timeout here. We've got a Falcon down on the field. So we'll be back with the North Lincoln possession after this timeout.
Explore the outdoors with a Can-Am from Power Max Motorsports at Iron Station. From open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am right for you. And now the new 2025 Can-Ams are in stock. And ask about promotional financing on the remaining 2024 Can-Am models. And see the street-legal, road-ready Can-Ams with heating and air conditioning. And be sure to check out the end-of-the-season deals on the remaining Toro mowers. That's Power Max Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 at Iron Station, online at PowerMaxMotorsports.com.
So as best as I can tell, that was about a 30-yard pass or so. And then it gets knocked out. Bassani with great pursuit there. Knocks it out. Ball goes to, you said, Agee, Landon Agee.
Right.
He brings it back to the 40, gets fumbled out of bounds. The 10-yard penalty will move it back to the 30-yard line. And after all said and done, the Knights will have the ball 1st and 10.
Get all that?
If there's a test on the end at the end of the game on that, I'm out of luck.
Anything that's standing out here? Ashbrook, we said Ashbrook and South Point tied at 21. Crest 35-7 over Oak Grove.
So 1st and 10, we've got 5:41 to go in the third quarter. And that's Wingate up the middle. Kind of falls forward for 3, short gain. And again, I doubt we'll see the ball in the air at any point here. There's no need to.
Yeah, no need.
For 2 reasons. Number 1, they're doing fine without it. Number 2, they're up 33.
Yeah. Next score, if they score and get the extra point, will be the magic 40.
Yeah, it'll be 40, but it won't be 42 to get the clock going. So.
42. I always thought it was 40.
Yep.
All right.
Hand off to Wingate. He gets hit, pushes the pile forward on the left side, gets out to the 37, gain of 4. And as Coach Basil would like, the clock keeps rolling. And they're going to run the play clock down, too.
Yeah, like I said, no hurry to get anything going. Just
they're all just standing around at the 30, huddling. They break the huddle. 15 to go on the play clock. Sight backs up, looks over. Snap. Hand off to Wingate. Cross the 40. First down, just what they want. A couple extra yards out to the 42. Gain of 5 yards. And it's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And the referee giving the magic signal. Just keep that clock going.
yeah, again, it looked like Sipe that time didn't like what the initial play call was. Might have called maybe just a slight change. Again, either wide or tight, depending on what the play call was. And audible to the correct one to get the Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And keep the clock moving, is more importantly, keep possession of the ball.
I believe they took this over to 5:41. Let's see how much they can run off here.
Pitch to, looks like
well,
AG
maybe not.
on
They're
this
going to
one.
run, and Agee breaks a tackle across the 40, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, North Lincoln. So much for time of possession. And they are now 8 for 8. 8 possessions, 8 scores. Nice 58-yard touchdown run, Landon Agee. And the route is on.
Yeah, like I said, those safeties only being 7 yards off. If they take bad angles, there's no way they can catch AG or Folk when they get to the outside. And that time, AG just pretty much untouched. Got maybe a little bit of a touch near the line of scrimmage, but after that was gone.
So another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for the Knights. The extra point attempt, brought to you by James River Equipment, is up and good. So with 3:24 to go in the first half, or third quarter. I'm glad it's not the first half. Let's keep this thing going because it is 47-7. The Knights are on top.
The Dodge Black Friday sales event is underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Get in on big performance and receive $11,100 total bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. And if you're a Ford brand owner or leasee, you can get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on a new 2024 Dodge Durango. All during the Black Friday sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. It's time to gobble up the savings at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Hurry in now and save big during the red tag sale. All remaining 2024 models gotta go. You save thousands of dollars. Ask about special lease deals on the Chevy Equinox EV and the Chevy Blazer EV. You'll find great rates as low as 0%, and Costco members get an extra $1,000 discount. And check out the big inventory of Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Online at abernathychevrolet.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Back here in West Henderson, not a good night for the home team. They're down 47-7, and we still got 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And yet again, Jake Dillingham just says, no, we'll take it easy on the return teams, and pounds it in the end zone.
Bombs away.
It's shocking, isn't it? That's what now. He had 42 touchbacks coming into the game, and he's got five. I think 5 already. Well, he's kicked off 9 times already. 8 scores, and he's in a kickoff at the start of half, so that's
right.
9.
Yeah, one went to the 1, the other 2 because of penalties were at the 20-ish. 15.
And a couple were out towards the 40 because of the penalties and stuff. But so 1st and 10 at the 20 yet again. And Young back to pass, gets flushed, pulls up, throws. He's got a receiver, catch is made at the sideline. It's Ace Osman, and we have not heard much from him lately until then. He had a lot of catches early on, but then from the second, that's the first one he's had of the second half here. So he gets a gain of 6 on the short play. And again, Young not getting time to just set up the pocket and look. He's getting flushed out, has to throw on the run. Back to throw again, out in the flat. He's got Murray. Murray makes the catch, goes out of bounds at the 39, 40-yard line. So that'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And that's the second one he's caught coming out of the backfield this half.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing number 48. I believe that's one of the JV players that's in for Ryan Bassani. Dominic Kimball making the tackle on that play.
Hand off to Murray, goes up the middle, gets some yardage, and then he is met. Houston Summy with a form tackle, stops him cold, but not before he gains 5 yards on that carry.
Yeah, I'd say we're starting to see some subs here for North Lincoln.
Smart move.
Right.
Up 40. And Wes Henderson doesn't appear to any urgency here either. They're just going to let do what they do. Quick throw on the slant pattern. Catch is made by Zach McMinn. He's hit immediately by number 15, Cade Sturgill, but that will be good for another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And gain of about 14 yards on that one. And this time they try to run the ball. It doesn't work. Brady Rinkus is there, makes this hit in the backfield. Loss of 4, and now there's a penalty marker thrown in from way over on the far side of the field towards the pile. I don't know what he saw from there that they couldn't see right up front in front of him.
Well, he's kind of pointing both ways. It's interesting. But that was Brady Rinkus who made that tackle for loss. He's got 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. We're hearing it. Yeah, might have been some frustration from West Henderson. See if that's true, as they're pointing back that way.
Personal foul on West Henderson. And the player was ejected. That was Murray.
Yeah, number 10.
So Murray is done for the night. He wasn't happy about being sacked. And we're hearing from the coaches that somebody threw a punch. It looks to be Murray, the running back. And that was called by the far official. The pile was right towards the center of the field between the sidelines, but it was the official way over on the far sideline that threw the flag in. We've got some officials with good arms. That flag went a long way. We've seen that this year.
And eagle eyes, too.
Well, if you're throwing a punch like that, that's if you got the right angle, that's easy to see. So a 15-yard penalty after the play. So it'll be second down. The play will count. They lose 15 yards, so it should be 2nd and 29, I would guess. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing they don't have me as the punter. I'm not sure I could get it to the first down sticks. By the time I'm behind the line, forget it. Young back to pass, flushed out of the pocket by Rinkus, and there's going to be a holding call on that. Both the umpire and the official threw that one. The pass is complete to Osman. He looks over, sees the flag, and his head just goes back like, oh, you've got to be kidding. But Rinkus just blew through there. If they didn't hold him, he'd have hit Young into next week.
As I mentioned, he's got, out of his 3 tackles, 2 were for loss, 1's a sack. That would have been another sack.
So the flag is down at the 28-yard line. And the play went to, well, it doesn't matter where the play went to. I think they're going to take the penalty.
Well, we up to 2nd and 38.
2nd and a mile. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, it's about 2nd and 40. 10-yard penalty should make it, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's only 2nd and 39.
Okay.
I was off by 1.
Yes.
Terrible of me. What can I say? 2nd and 39. And here comes Tanner Ayers on the blitz. And Young's going to have to throw this away. There's no receiver in the area. And they're going to throw the flag. It's going to be grounding, intentional grounding. Tanner Ayers, I don't know if he got it to the line of scrimmage, but there's definitely nobody in the neighborhood.
Yeah, he didn't get it. He was pretty close. I mean, he was probably a yard and a half short.
Well, he was good 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage where Rinkus had chased him to.
Also
It was a long throw to get to the line of scrimmage. No, they're going to take this one. It's a 5-yard penalty and loss it down, if I remember correctly.
Well, what do we want?
So let's see. There's 44 now? Yeah, 3rd down and 44. Isn't this like what was it, the replacements where the referee marked off like 4 15-yard penalties in a row against Gene Ackman's team?
We had that
so
again.
Young back to pass, throws. He's got a receiver downfield, a little bit too long. It's Ostman again.
We think there's games going on that are really good. One pretty good battle. 28-28, Ashbrook and South.
And the winner of this game, which looks to be North Lincoln, there's a question of who's going to be their opponent because it is 28-28. Early 4th quarter, Ashbrook and South Point are tied up.
I think that's South Point's only loss, right, was to Ashbrook.
I'm trying to remember. I think that
right.
was it.
Because they beat Crest and Kings Mountain, and then there was that 3-way tie because they beat Ashbrook.
Yeah, it was the
got
only
them the
loss.
number 1 seed out of that conference.
So, why are the down markers all the way down here?
I think they moved them too quick. I think they thought that was 4th down, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, there's 4/10. Oh, you know what? They thought the quarter was over. There's 4/10 of a second, but when the pass fell incomplete, it stopped the clock. 4/10 left, so they've got to move the down markers back to where they were.
exactly.
And
do we know?
and there's a lot of 4s on the board because it's 4th and 41. I haven't seen that number in a while.
Ever?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, there's always Temple football.
Oh,
There's always Temple. I mean, there are others, you know.
I hope George Weinstein's not listening.
Sorry, George. All right, so Osman will be back to kick. This time they rush him so that he can't mess around with it. And the ball lands at the 47, bounces forward to the 38, and they will be 8 yards short of the first down, even with the kick. So North Lincoln will take over. I don't know whose phone might have been set on backup beeper, but that's what that possession looked like for. I mean, every time you turned around, it was like beep, beep, beep. Back the bus up.
Well, they started at the 20. Did they end up inside the 20?
I don't know, but that's the end of the third quarter after all of that. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter after this timeout. You're listening to high school football on KTC.
Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln, online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Time now for the fourth quarter. North Lincoln with a 40-point lead. You're listening to high school football on KTC, brought to you by our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 38-yard line, and we're going to see a lot of substitutions now. In at quarterback for the Knights, number 16. Normally be Danny Burns, but I don't. Let's see. That's Bryson Schmidt. That is probably the JV quarterback come up because Danny Burns has been the normal backup this season. And let's see, who did he hand off to? I missed that number.
I think we'll see it here. 25.
25, Rogers. Okay, Brennan was the older brother, I think, or something. So he gains 5 yards. Yeah, you change players, and the same thing happens. Well-coached team.
Alberti.
Now it's Alberti. So Schmidt hands off to Alberti. I'm sure his fan section is going crazy, as they did last week. We don't have a microphone in front of them this
Let's
time.
see if we can pick him out of the crowd here. No.
Are they the ones jumping up and down for cheering or to be warm? They're just jumping up and down trying to get some heat in their system. So 3rd down and 4, ball at the 44-yard line. And again, North Lincoln is going to take all the time off the clock that they can. They've only run 2 plays, and they've run a minute and a half off the clock already. Alberti goes in motion, and we've got a flag down behind the play. Carry was made by number 25,
Chop
Logan
block.
Rogers.
Blocking below the waist.
And chop block has been called, so that one will come back. It would have been a first down. Rogers did get out to midfield, but that will be wiped off the board. Chop block will take it back to the.
That's a big 15.
How far are they going? Oh, okay, from 43 to the 28, so that is 15 yards. Boy, when North Lincoln gets some penalties tonight, they get some big ones. They're right around 100 yards in penalties.
Well, all that celebrating after all those scores.
I know, it's terrible. They were 8 for 8 coming into this, so we won't hold that against them if this one doesn't go in because it is a lot of substitutes. Oh, so Basil will not give them some. Oh, we're getting a head shake from the coach like, hey, he's not going to let up on them. And handoff up the middle, nothing doing there. Rogers, no room. And so for the first time tonight, North Lincoln is going to have to punt.
Well, can't let them get complacent. Got to make sure you keep working on what you got to work on.
That's right. Do what you do. So Tanner Ayers, no substitute punter. He is the punter for North Lincoln, coming into the game with an average of almost 39 yards per punt. So is at the 28-yard line. We'll see if he can get to his average. Snap, kick by Ayers, kind of end over end. If it hits the turf, it could bounce well. It does, but it's scooped up at the 28-yard line. So that was a 44-yard punt there and a 3-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons as they take over after their first defensive stop of the game. 8:59 to go. North Lincoln ahead 47-7. The only question here is going to be the final margin. So a 44-yard punt by Ayers, that'll help his average.
That'll help the average.
He hasn't punted really that many times this year.
I don't think he punted many last week, maybe once or twice.
Yeah, that's his 17th punt of the season in the 12th game. Handoff, and there's a lot of room there. It's number 22. That is Isaiah Cash, and he's had to come in because of the ejection of Murray. Dazion Murray was ejected for a punch. So number 22, Cash, gets that one. He gets all the way to the.
That's 25.
He gets all the way to the 34-yard line. So a 30-yard carry there, and then it's Cash again. He goes through the left side, gets to the sideline, tripped up just before he can get to the end zone. We'll see who carried that one for them. It was Cash. This time he gets down to the 2-yard line, so that will be another 21 yards. So 3 yards to go. 1st and goal for snap. Rolls out, throws. He's got a receiver. Catch is made. Touchdown for Wes Henderson. Catch is made by number 13, Neil Robinson. And the train has come through again.
3rd down.
Bills fans.
That's right. I'm going to keep saying it.
Can't live with them. Can't get rid of them.
I can't live with myself at the time.
Folks, I got another 2 hours in the car on the way home with them. Let me tell you how thrilled I am about that.
Well, it's a bye week, so I won't say anything.
Oh, bye week for the Bills. I
Yes,
was like, it's not a bye week here.
No.
So
It's definitely
Sandeville,
not a bye week here.
so Sandeville will be on to attempt the James River Equipment extra point. Snap, hold is down, kick is up. It's good. So with 8:36 to play in the ball game, it's now 47-13 North Lincoln. Back with more after this.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
So second touchdown in the game. This one goes to Robinson. Did he have the first one as well? I think he did. Got to look back and see. And he did. He had the 42-yard pass where he caught the ball at about the – oh, you want to talk?
No,
Should I turn you up?
No,
okay, fine. Be
you
that
don't
way.
want to hear what I got to say.
Story of my season. Ooh,
Ouch.
terrible.
think I got your car keys. No.
No, I have my car keys. Why do you think I drove? I can give you crap, and you can't leave me behind.
I know where you live.
Oh, great. Kickoff by Sandoval rolls down the field, picked up at the 14-yard line. And I'm trying to see who got that one. That was Tim Folk. He gets it out to the 36, 37-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights at that point.
Looks like we got Reedsville 26-21 with 6 minutes to go, and Cavaliers.
They pulled ahead? Wow, that's quite the comeback. They were down 21-0, weren't they?
I believe that's correct. Never sleep on Reedsville.
No, they've just been too good for too long.
They've been good forever. So yeah.
I don't remember when they weren't. So 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. And handoff is just straight up the middle. It's Rogers again. He struggles to get a couple of yards.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, it's good to see the young guys get in there, and they run hard too. So, like I say, they going to bowl well for the future of North Lincoln.
You're going to need it. 26 seniors. There's going to be a lot to replace next year.
You just need to put a little weight on, a little muscle.
But that's next year. They want to see how far they can go this year. And playing the way they did last week and playing the way they did this week, they're going to be a tough out. They play their game, they're going to be a tough out. Hand off to Alberti. He tries to go around the right side. Might have gotten a yard, but that'll be all.
It looks like number 5, McDonald, kind of pulled him back on top of him to get that yard. Hey, whatever works.
Hey, is the bush push allowed here in high school?
I don't think, didn't they try that? Would get called on it?
I thought, yeah, that's why I was wondering. Wasn't so sure. It's like, didn't they? We saw a penalty on that on play. So 3rd and 7. 7 minutes to go. North Lincoln comfortably ahead, 47-14. Hand up, straight up the middle. Pile surges forward. Depending on the spot, it's close to the first down. They're saying if he got to the 48, he has it. And it's going to be marked right at the 48-yard line. Are we actually going to see a measurement?
That might be our second one of the year.
That's it. Nope. Still only one measurement. So
geez.
They say it's a first down.
I told you Eagle Eyes.
So one measurement on the season. This is our 13th ball game. Goodness gracious.
The exact science of the first down.
No, it's the exact science of the referees want to keep the clock going as well.
Yes, it is.
Just up, and that'll be nope. Did somebody call a timeout? Because Coach Basil's out on the field.
I got zeros on this clock. Oh,
no, it's 25 now.
I thought they said delay a game.
Yep, they did.
I never seen that guy mark that yardage off like that. That was interesting.
Maybe he was in marching band in college. He was strutting down the field there, those 5 yards.
High step, looked like Roger Craig there carrying the ball.
So Basil was upset with them running a delay of game. So, and the play clock's down to 10. This time they get it off. Not very good on the mesh there somehow. Schmidt was able to get the ball to Rogers. Barely. And he picks up, they're saying 2 yards on that. That's shocking. Then the pile went forward 2 yards because Rogers and Schmidt were still trying to figure out who was taking the ball at that point.
Like you said tush push, but that was kind of a reverse. He handed it off, and then the quarterback pushed
just held onto the football and pushed. 2nd and 12. Quick pitch. It's Alberti. He's coming around no, it's not Alberti. And 14. It's 14. That is, okay, let's look down the side. Brandon Still. We've seen him before. Wasn't he our sub of the game last week?
I think we had Alberti last week. I think we
Oh, is
might have
that-
had him earlier in the season.
Yeah, we did at one point because he came in and did a good job. So that's enough for a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. The Knights have the ball in Falcon territory at the 46. Gain of 12. So good quick pitch there.
Yeah, we got to teach that kid to tackle. Don't go out of bounds on those.
Yeah, 5:22 to go. The only question is the margin. And they hand off to Rogers. He just bowls his way up the middle, gets to the 42-yard line, gain of 4. And it's just going to be a steady diet of handoffs and quick pitches here for the rest of the game. Number 18, Dennis Bannister goes off the field, and looked like Ellington came on. Play wide receiver. No, it's 32, I'm sorry.
That's okay, yeah, 32.
And that is Jaden Mertens. 2nd and 7. Handoff, Rogers up the middle, across the 40, down to the 38. So he will gain 4. And it'll be 3rd and 3. Clock continues to roll, 4:21. It's just a matter of running out the clock at this point. All the starters are pretty much off the field.
Yeah, both
so
teams.
that no one gets hurt.
Yeah, seeing a little bit even for
And
Wes Henderson.
And an injury is, I think, what really is going to change things for Wes Henderson is they did lose their leading running back last game of the season. McCraw suffered a broken fibula. He's out for the year. Handoff to Rogers across the 35 to the 34. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. That'll stop the clock just long enough to move the chains, and then the clock will start rolling again, and it is already rolling. They're not wasting any time getting this thing going. So we need to see what's going on here.
Yeah, East scores. What a East.
East who?
Go back to my.
Gotta look and see who that is.
East Rutherford?
East Rutherford?
East Rutherford 27-26 over.
Ooh, East Rutherford back in front. Hanville to
okay.
Rogers just kind of dances through the right side. Gets to 36, gain of 3. So again, the only thing is, what's the margin going to be? Are they able to push this into the end zone? The big thing is just run out the clock here.
Yeah, I would imagine if they somehow get a first down, maybe just take victory formation at this point.
Yeah, well, you got to wait and see if the coach uses all their timeouts again.
As long as they don't celebrate.
As long as they don't try and kick a field goal, he's not going to use all his timeouts, I guess. Something like that. Handoff. Rogers again. Breaks the hole. Through the hole. Up the middle. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, North Lincoln. And, well, that answers my question. Will they run out the clock or will they run it in the end zone? Question answered, in the end zone. So 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go. Another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for the Knights. The extra point brought to you by James River Equipment of Shelby. Will they go with Blake Phillips, the backup kicker?
No.
Nope, they're going to go with Dillingham. Hold on, nope,
wait
here
a
he
minute.
comes. I figured at this point, this is probably next year's kicker, Blake Phillips, sophomore. 6 for 6 on PATs this year. Oh, this is a running back off the JV team. Snap, hold, kick, and he bounces it through. It goes.
Alberti.
Alberti. You know the family section's going nuts now. Alberti pounds it through off the crossbar.
I'm going to change his name to Hal Birdie.
So Alberti, I was thinking it would be Phillips, but they said he's not here. And Alberti, first time he's attempted a kick, and it's good. So 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go. The margin's back to 40, 54-14. We'll be back for the kickoff, whoever's doing that, after this.
Polaris Deal Days are underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
So we've got, let's see, 146 seconds to go. Did the math all by myself.
Hey, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Take
God,
your shoes off for it.
You think he had taught math at some point or something. I don't know. But it's a 40-point margin, and yes, it's not going to be Dillingham kicking off this time. Alberti, old Thunderfoot there, as he makes the extra point by bouncing it through off the crossbar. So Alberti will kick. And the kick is caught at the 22-yard line. Its catch is made by number 8, Braden Settle. He brings it across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And that.
Is that what they said? Ashbrook up? Trying to get an Ashbrook South Point score. Again, the winner of that game will, I think it's safe to say that they'll play North Lincoln.
Well,
at this
they'll
point.
play with North Lincoln, and the question is where.
Where will they
Yeah, that's the only question that's left. So Rogers with a long touchdown run. He might be in line for our Subway sub of the game. Coming in, doing a good job. Carry is made by number 22. That's Isaiah Cash, who came in after Murray was ejected in the third quarter. So 2:31, it's Ashbrook leading, which is good news for North Lincoln. If Ashbrook should win, North Lincoln will have a home game next week. They will host the Green Wave. Did we have that right? Yeah, Green Wave.
Yes. Not two-lane.
I was thinking two-lane highways. Young back to pass. It's flushed out of the pocket, being chased by Rogers. Now he's running around the left side. He's got some open space, and he gets drilled a little bit out of bounds. Flags coming in from every direction.
Yeah.
So he had the first down. That wasn't a question.
I think that was Dominic Kimball, number 48, who comes in.
Dominic Kimball? Wasn't that the name of
That's Richard Kimball. The one
No. Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, was it? Maybe.
It was Mr. Kimball. No, that's Mr. Haney. Oh, there's a Kimball on there, the Green Acres,
Kimball's
too.
everywhere. There's Kimball's.
I know. Kimball's.
Thinking Fugitive. We've got Kindergarten Cop. We got Green Acres.
Okay, Kimball's and Bits. We got it. Okay,
showing your
thank
age
you.
over here.
No, none of us are old.
Wasn't that the movie with Harrison Ford filmed up?
Yeah, that was Harrison Ford.
Yeah, filmed up here somewhere, right? The dam part, when he fell in the water.
Might have been.
I'm making that up.
Yeah. Carry by Cash. He's breaking some tackles in the middle, not getting very far, but he's breaking tackles, and he's finally wrestled down. I think he went much more than 8 seconds on that one.
Why is the clock stopped? Let's go. Get the clock moving. Why are we stopping the clock?
It's second down. The clock is not going. There we go.
Yeah, why are we stopping
Okay,
the
inside
clock?
2 minutes.
I don't think you got a 40-point play in there, boys.
He's resetting the play clock. Oh, my goodness. So they reset it all the way to 40 instead of 25. So I don't know if they'll actually hand off. Cash again. He goes in the middle, breaks it towards the right side. He's got an opening, gets down the sideline, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown. And Cash is not happy. He was hit right on the boundary line. I mean, it was legal. They were going for the pylon. He hit him right at the boundary.
Yeah, a little bit of a stare down after it. I would probably throw more of a flag against that than the hit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So Cash scores on about a 28-yard touchdown, we'll call it. So that's 54-20. Another, said this a few times tonight, Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown. And a James River Equipment extra point coming. Josh Sandoval going to attempt the extra point once they get enough blockers on the field. Play clock at 5, snap, hold, kick is up, and good. So we've got 83 seconds left in the ball game. It's 54-21. North Lincoln cruising. We'll be back with the rest of the ball game after this timeout.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too.
1:23 to play. So we've got a minute 23 left. Scores are flying fast and furious in other games. Actually, a couple scores here pretty quickly in this one. Problem is, it's not a close game.
No.
It is a 33-point margin.
I will see, like you say.
And then East Rutherford has taken the lead back on Reedsville. It's a live ball, and North Lincoln finally falls on it. And that was Conco again. He just kind of dribbled it down the field, and North Lincoln looked like they were having a campfire around it for a little bit. Finally, somebody decided to fall on the ball.
Well, let's see if they just take the victory formation.
I believe that will be the case now.
See if he's.
See if the West Henderson coach will call his timeouts.
Can't take him with you. All right, let's use him.
Repeat of the first half.
Yeah. They do that. We'll see if they line back and throw it.
Yeah, this is the victory formation here. So snap, kneel down, and we'll have 2 more of those, and that will be it.
Well, like I say, we've got Ashbrook up 31-28.
So if that were the case, Ashbrook would visit North Lincoln next Friday night. Be Black Friday in Pumpkin Center. If you haven't shopped till you drop all day, come watch the ball game that night. And we will be at wherever North Lincoln is. I mean, that's to be determined where they're playing. Not to be determined is going to be East Lincoln, or North Lincoln. Sorry.
Lincoln.
I can hear Kerry Miller screaming. East Lincoln! Oh, my goodness. It's like saying North Lincoln in front of Jimmy Cherry, too. So, I mean, we get it in either press box. So, that'll be the last play. Kneel down there. 28 seconds left. Both teams are already lining up. The referees are just going to stand around long enough and let the clock roll out. And even the referees are leaving before the clock runs out. And that will do it. The final score here from Hendersonville is North Lincoln 54, West Henderson 21. We'll be back with a stadium postgame show after this. You're listening to high school football on KTC.
For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why, it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added a 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit jamesriverequipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Explore the outdoors with a Can-Am from Power Max Motorsports at Iron Station. From open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am right for you. And now the new 2025 Can-Ams are in stock. And ask about promotional financing on the remaining 2024 Can-Am models. And see the street-legal, road-ready Can-Ams with heating and air conditioning. And be sure to check out the end-of-the-season deals on the remaining Toro mowers. That's Power Max Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Iron Station. Online at PowerMaxMotorsports.com. Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well. Been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North at 27 West intersection in Vale. For the folks in Cherville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday.
back here for the Stadium Postgame Show brought to you by Glen Oaks Golf Club of Maiden. And we're just going to give you a short recap of the game because there are so many stats and everything else. The numbers really, I mean, I got Wes Henderson added up. They actually got 367 yards offense. The problem is it was all garbage time.
Yeah.
It doesn't really mean anything. I mean, they had 130 yards rushing in the second half, about 80 yards passing, but that was well after the game was decided. I mean, it was 33 or 40 points most of the half, so it really didn't matter. So the yardage really doesn't mean anything. And then over on the other side, it's just a three-headed monster for North Lincoln. Wingate almost 100, Folk almost 100, AG over 100, and then coming in you had Rogers with 56. But the big thing, if we're going to recap the game, right out of the gate, a huge 80-yard return by Tim Folk on the opening kickoff, got it down to the 6-yard line. 12 seconds gone in the game. They're already in the red zone. First and goal, hand off to Wingate. He scores. Boom. 16 seconds in the game. It's 7-0. And then we go down the other end, and you've got Wes Henderson actually putting together probably their best drive of the night, even considering the second half ones, because it was against the first-string defense. They go down. They get to the 1-yard line. The ball carrier gets popped. Ball comes out. Tanner Ayers starts running the other way. Yes, he scored, but the fact that they got to stop on – and it was 4th and 1.
Yeah, like I say, to me, that's almost the play of the game because you turn around and you're down 7 after that kickoff and quick score, and you're about ready to go back, go in and tie it up in essence, and then turns around. It's basically a 13-point spread.
Yeah.
Because they would have tied it, and it turned around. It was 13-0 again as they
they go down. Wingate with another 6-yard touchdown runs, 13-0. They went for 2. I guess they figured, go for dose, as they're doing in the college game these days. So at that point, it's 13-0, and then they just poured it on from there. A field goal, 16-0, a touchdown, 23-0 by AG, another touchdown by Folk, and then finally Wes Henderson got on the board. But at that point, it was 30-6, and then a trio of field goals, only one that counted for Dillingham at the end of the half, and that made it 33-6 at the half. The second half was just basically running out the clock. North Lincoln did leave their first team offense in until about the beginning of the fourth quarter. Then they substituted liberally. Thank goodness you've got all the names written down along the margin so that we knew who was in the game, because it wasn't even the regular roster. It was JVs and other people who had come up, and they went down the field and scored. Rogers got a touchdown late in the game. So, I mean, every time you turn around, it's just an embarrassment of riches for – they got 8 scores on their 8 first possessions. You can't do much better than that unless you go 9 for 9. But 1 punt on the night, no turnovers.
Yeah, just the one drop on the pitch was the only time they put the ball on the ground in three games.
Yeah,
and that was one of their issues all year was doing that.
And they were fumbling the ball right and left there against Hickory, but not tonight. So that is the recap of the game brought to you by Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. The final score was 54-21. Did I lose track of it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Did I lose track, or was that the right score?
That's the right score.
Oh, okay, I didn't lose track. Okay, good to know. All right, so
yes.
Time for some awards before we hit the highway, starting with the sub of the game brought to you by Subway of Boger City.
Yeah, you mentioned Logan Rogers came in the fourth quarter, ended up with 56 yards and a touchdown. And I think, if you call him a JV or Team B, whatever you want to call them, they went 1 for 3. They had 3 possessions, scored once, punted twice, moved the ball just as effectively as the first string. So that's good for down the road and for anything that might happen as we get going further in the playoffs. So Logan Rogers, sub of the game, brought to you by Subway of Boger City.
And next up will be Offensive Player of the Game, brought to you by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton.
I think we're kind of combining this, right? We're going Offensive Players of the Game as well as the overall players of the game.
Which is brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton. We're just going to give it to all 3.
Yes. Yes.
And Eli Sipe is an honorable mention because he ran the offense so well.
And
Okay, but
I'd like
anyway.
to give an honorable mention for overall player of the game to Dillingham. I mean, like you say,
Yes.
to kick as many field goals as he did, only 2 counted, but every point after attempt that he attempted, he made as well. And of course,
Just pounds him through.
put the ball in the end
45-yard field goal was good from another 10 or more.
on his kickoffs. So
Yeah.
I mean, we could just North Lincoln up and down the board, but yeah, Shannon Wingate had 2 touchdowns. I mean, AG had 2 touchdowns, both over 100 yards, right?
Wingate had 92 on 13 carries. AG had 117 on just 7. And then throw in Tim Folk, 6 carries for 83.
Yeah. So 3-headed monster, offensive player of the game, which is brought to you by Rosenbiel Oil Company of Lincolnton. And then the overall player of the game brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton. Was in essence the 3-headed monster of Wingate, Folk, and AG.
Quite the law firm.
Yes.
Laying down the law for North Lincoln.
Yes.
And then finally, not usually the last award, but just the way it worked out tonight, the defensive player of the game brought to you by Western Steer Steakhouse of Newton. And welcome back,
Mr. Ryan Bassani.
Yes.
Like I say, we've covered, 6 games of North Lincoln?
Yes.
And I think maybe the first game when he was playing, he did some damage, but we hadn't seen him in 5 games due to injury, and then probably just getting back into game shape for the most part the last couple games. But I had him for 9 tackles. He was a much better force all over
and
the
a forced
field.
fumble.
And forced a fumble, right, as well. And only played about 2.5 quarters. I think they started subbing him midway
Yeah, he
through
came
the
out
third
pretty early.
to make sure that he's ready to go for, looks like they're playing Ashbrook.
They are playing
and they
Ashbrook
will
next
be
week
home.
at Pumpkin Center. As we go up there to Jack-o'-lantern Country, they'll be hosting Ashbrook next week, and we will be there. So if you get done shopping and you want to see some good football, come to North Lincoln next week. They'll be hosting the Green Wave of Ashbrook, who knocked off South Point for the 2nd time this year, and South Point's only 2 losses this year.
Yep, and they're going home.
They're going home, and so's North Lincoln, and they're going to stay home. So next week, we're not sure if it'll be a 7 or a 7:30 kickoff, but they will be the home team because number 15, Ashbrook, has defeated South Point, and Hickory was all over Statesville last that we saw. Let me see here. Let's see.
So if I fill in this side of the bracket, I've got North Lincoln, of course, Ashbrook we just mentioned, and then you've got, I think Crest was up big.
Yeah, we'll go down through the scores that I've got on high school.
So Crest and Hickory will
Overtime.com.
play the other.
Oh, that'll be
game.
a battle.
Of course, that'll be in Hickory. So,
Yeah, okay, still will. Okay.
yeah, Crest
Yep.
is the
Ashbrook
11th
wins.
seed.
Yep.
Alrighty, we'll see you next week.
Brevard still leads Bunker Hill 37-29 in the 4th. Yeah.
As I shouted on the air, we'll see you next week.
Yep. We will see him next week.
That's true.
That was Mike and Dave from another outlet. And let's see, Community School of Davidson beat Mount Pleasant. Wow. Oak Grove smokes Crest 35-7. Or that's the other way around. That score's been wrong all night. They keep giving Oak Grove. Is it Oak Grove or Crest? Crest won.
I thought it was Crest, right?
I thought it was too, but anyway. Let's see here. And then the shock of the night, East Rutherford over Reedsville at Reedsville. Number 17, East Rutherford, goes to number 1, Reedsville, and gets the victory, 27-26. Let's see here. Kings Mountain loses big to J.M. Robinson, 41-14. Shelby, 28-0 over Maiden, so the season is over for the Blue Devils. Shelby will now go on and play
Community School of Davidson.
Community School of Davidson, so that game will be at Shelby. CSD is the 10th seed. Shelby is number 2. And let's see. North Lincoln with a big win. Mount Airy doing Mount Airy things. They beat Mountain Island Charter 35-14. Bessemer City season is over. Sorry, Kevin. Robbinsville beats them 19-0. Smoky Mountain loses to Irwin. Why did I know? Why did I want to know that one? I didn't. Let's see. 42-7. Hickory all over Statesville, and the think that about does it for the local teams. One other. Whew, West Charlotte beat West Loran 60-3. West Charlotte, are they the number 1 seed or number 2? I was like, holy cow.
I think
They're one of the. They've moved way up in the state rankings overall. I think they're in the top 10 for a 3A school.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter now with the brackets. They're number 8.
Number 8. West Charlotte?
Well, I mean, just the way they were seated in the bracket.
Oh, yeah.
So they got the winner of Irwin Smoky Mountain. Was that Irwin?
I believe it was Irwin.
Yeah.
So they'll be traveling up here. So that'll do it from Hendersonville and West Henderson High School. The final score, North Lincoln 54 and West Henderson 21. North Lincoln will host Ashbrook next Friday night at North Lincoln. So for everybody that helps put these broadcasts on, thank you to Kevin, Calvin, and JP back in the studio. I'm Dave Potter. He's Scott Tudor. You're listening to High School Football, brought to you by KTC Broadcasting on ktcbroadcasting.com, lincolncounty.com, and KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel. We're all over the place. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Friday from Pumpkin Center. Good night.
Good night.